Okay, one moment. Oh, coffee. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome. Let me just turn the music down, one moment. Right, so welcome back for those who are tuning in again. Welcome back to a bit of Silent Hunter 3. For those who are not familiar with Silent Hunter, it's a submarine simulator game where you play specifically as one of the U-boats of the Kriegsmarine during the Second World War. Our objective is to try and starve Great Britain into submission by attacking merchant shipping. It is currently July, as far as I know, 1941, but we have been in base for a few days. Last night I finished a stream in which I was attacking a convoy. I played a little bit off stream. In that, all I simply did was shoot a couple more torpedoes at a few smaller cargo vessels, and then I went straight home. So we just drove in more or less a straight line from the North Atlantic all the way back to the submarine pens in occupied France. I think, sorry, is it Saint something or other? We're at Saint, fuck, I should know this. Sorry, we'll find out momentarily because I'm in port right now. So, Saint Nazaire, is that the name of it? Anyway, so the crew have been on leave, so the crew of U-boat U-48, but we're due to go out onto the sea again shortly, so welcome indeed, everyone. How you all doing? Thank you, Callum and Dot and Shinata and Bazagin and Clueless. Thank you very much. Saint Nazaire, sorry, not Saint Nazim. What's Nazim? Isn't that the NPC from Skyrim who says, do you go to the Cloud District often? Right. CEO says they're good. Good. Hi there, Anarchy-san. Hi, thank you, Aussie Exile. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. Right. Haven't left bed yet in Wisconsin. Greetings to Wisconsin. Hi there from the United Kingdom. Thank you, The Clone. Thank you very much, The Clone. Will they simulate Operation Chariot? Is that the commando raid against the submarine pen, or at least, the docking, dry dock next to the submarine pen? Possibly. They might do. I'd be very fascinated to see. When is that raid? Is that next year? Right. Sorry, just stirring some coffee. Greetings, Konyor. Greetings in Poland. I hope you're well. On the last patrol, we were having to evade a Polish destroyer, one of the Royal Navy destroyers that was staffed entirely by the Free Poles, who were doing their level best to blow us the fuck up. We managed to evade them, but... Okay. Is that a Danish ship being sunk? Yes, it is. So this is a bit of a joke from earlier in the playthrough. I was stationed at the submarine pen at Kiel, and I kept going out and accidentally sinking Danish shipping, because in my defense, it is fucking difficult to tell the difference between the merchant marine flag and the Danish flag at beyond a kilometre. So I was continually sinking neutral Danish shipping. It's not my... They're both red! What do you want from me? They're a similar colour red. At long distance, you can't see the white. Ugh. Thank you, Jamsey. Ooh, bloody. Thank you very much, Jamsey. Right, anyway. Sorry, just pausing that for a second. Sorry, apologies for the resolution crapness. Hang on, let me just open that up. Right, I can see OBS. So, unfortunately, we've got these great big black bars either side of the screen, because if I try to run it in 16:9, for some reason, it just keeps crashing. I don't know why. This has been the best I've been able to get it, and stable at the same time. So, the game was released in 2005. I'm afraid you're just going to have to get used to it. Anyway, so welcome indeed. So, anyway... For those who just aren't familiar with this game at all, so Submarine Sim, Second World War, we're playing on the Grey Wolves expansion pack, which is adding lots of cool things, specifically lots of, say, radio communications, real radio communications from the Second World War, sort of doing it blow by blow. We're sort of seeing the Second World War as it unfolds, day by day, and it's really quite interesting. So, welcome to 1941. It's currently July. Europe is on fire. Great Britain is doing its best to hold out against the might of Nazi Germany. During the 1940s, everyone expected Britain to fall, but it didn't. In 1941, everyone expected that Britain will fall, but it hasn't. And basically, we're continuing as the Kriegsmarine. We're continually struggling to starve Great Britain into submission. Over on the other side of the Atlantic, opinions are steadily changing. America, who was previously extremely isolationist and refusing to get involved in this foreign war, is gradually summoning the will to fight. Very, very soon, they will join the Second World War. Specifically in December of this year, when they are forced to, when the Japanese strike the Pacific Fleet, the American Pacific Fleet, at Pearl Harbor, an anchorage that the Americans have selected due to its shallow waters and close striking range to Japan. What America don't realize is that that also brings them within striking range of the Imperial Japanese, and they take advantage of that fact by trying to decapitate America's Pacific forces. And, well, they do very well, but they don't succeed. All of that is a few months away, though. We have far more pressing news on the war front. Germany has declared war against the Soviet Union and has launched a surprise invasion. Their goal is to try and do the exact same thing that they're trying to do to Britain, knock them out of the war quickly. And the Soviet Union is frankly a bit of a joke at this point in the war. They got their asses handed to them by such a tiny country in the Winter War. Sorry, was it Finland that they went to war? Sorry, forgive me. Which country did they try and invade in the Winter War? Yeah, the Soviets got themselves utterly just humiliated. It was Finland, yeah. So even though they did win, yes, the Finns absolutely did a number on the Soviets. They were completely helpless. So yes, Nazi planners are hoping to have a repeat of that, except this time, obviously, so with them on the offensive. So they're driving towards Moscow. So forgive me, I can't give you the exact blow by blow of what's happening because this date hasn't updated yet. But a few days ago, like a week ago, Operation Barbarossa was launched. For us, in the Atlantic, that's not so great, because it means that most of the material and, well, financial support is going to the Eastern Front now. But our command assure us that this will be a temporary affair, that Russia will be knocked out of the war within a few weeks, and then all focus will be on Great Britain again. We'll have to see about that, won't we? Right. Thank you, Nat Frost and Hopscotch, and Don, and Jampsy, and Theclone. Thank you very much, Theclone, for the sub-bomb. And Ozzy. Thank you, Ozzy. Oops, sorry. I've forgotten to switch on the... hang on. 1 second. I muted the in-game audio. I hope it switches over, because I've changed audio source. There we go. Right. Could you get some life advice at all? What, in a general sort of a cookie-cutter cliche way? Not everyone's opinions are equal. Learn to appreciate the opinions of those close to you, but everyone else, their opinion means precisely nothing. I say that as someone who panicked so much about worrying what other people think. You get to your 30s and you realize that most opinions don't fucking matter. So long as you're living your life to make you happy, that's the main thing. Thank you, Craigie. Thank you very much, Craigie. Thank you. Right. Okay. So, welcome to the submarine pen at Saint Nazaire. We did pretty well on the last. Hang on. On the last. Where is it? Here? No, that's settings. Do I have audio? I might need to restart the game. Maybe I should do that now before I get into the actual game itself. I worry that the audio hasn't clicked in. Let me just show you the patrol report, though. Is this it? No, that's our crew. We've got one promotion, which is for Carl, when he's got the relevant experience. Where am I? So 200... so 260. It's hard to read that font. Ew. I'm second, am I? I think so. In terms of gross tonnage. What is that, 1,000? 260,000? Where's my patrol report? Here we go. So, career name, Soviet Oberleutnant. No, there is a... Sorry, isn't there like a... There's a book. Where's the book? Here, is this... Yeah, here we go. Right. So, yeah, we did pretty damn well, Nibbles. We did pretty damn well on that last patrol, which was patrol 17, I think? No, patrol 18. So we managed to sink 41,000 tons of Allied shipping. That's pretty damn awesome. Notably, it was the 2 massive whaling ships that I managed to sink in that convoy just south of Greenland. Those were enormous vessels which are presumably packed with food coming from America. Well, actually coming from Canada, but obviously ships were coming from America to Halifax in Canada, where they were forming big convoys and then going straight overseas to keep Britain in the fight. So That's great. That's really good. I had a similar tonnage run, but it involved warships on that previous run where I tried to support the Bismarck and managed to sink 2 heavy cruisers. But this was pure merchant shipping, so not bad at all. So I managed to sink 6 ships in total. Now, there's one other thing that I'm going to do this campaign, and people are going to yell at me in a minute. Forgive me. I'm going to switch off the targeting of the crew member, so the weapons officer. I'm going to do it manual. So I spent last night with paper and pen. I have a whole bunch of calculations. I have a calculator. And we are going to try and do this manual, okay? We're going to try and do it exactly as they did back in the day. So we have to calculate speed, gyro angle. We have to calculate the range exactly by counting the masts, that sort of thing. So be prepared to observe my least successful patrol. I've effectively got to relearn the game. But let's do it. This could be fun. I might need some help, if you'll forgive me. I'll do my best, but, I might be like, duh. Right, hang on. I'll just put these over here. So, yeah, I'm just going to chill and see how we go. Right. Thank you, Aurelion and Jesse and Craggy. Thank you very much. And Nerek... Nerek... I'm not saying that properly. A tier 3 sub. Thank you, Nerek Pla? That's very kind of you, Nerek. Thank you for doing that. Thank you sincerely, Nerek. Yeah, thank you. Right. Sorry, bear with me. Yeah, let me just back out. Let me just restart the game just to make absolutely sure that the audio did actually start. Hang on. Right. Okay. Yes, so you're about to watch an incredibly low tonnage run. How much tonnage did you get? Well, I got a fishing boat. Sank on its own. Got tangled in its own net, sir. Thank you, this trash panda. Thank you very much. Right. Am I using an abacus? Silent Hunter is a very long-form, slow-paced simulation type thing, so it might not be for everyone here. This is going to be me cruising through the Atlantic Ocean hunting merchant shipping and doing my best to sink them with torpedoes. Thank you, Mike McGrath, and It's Just a Bird, and Jammy. Thank you. Right. Oh, hang on a second. In addition, we've got a dog that had just come back from her W word in the PARK. So she's... Oh, damn, the camera's going to keep moving. She's flopped. I can't keep it there. It's just going to keep sliding. I'll turn the thing. No, hold it there. Yeah, she had good fun. She just had a proper run, like a really proper run. And a tree rodent, the name of which I won't say, managed to run straight past her, and it made her go, ooh. Right. Thank you, Cronty16. Thank you very much, Cronty. Thank you. And Mike, and thank you again, Nerek Pla. Thank you for your tier 3. Okay, how's that? Is that clean? Yeah. Right, so, welcome aboard U-48. We're just outside the submarine pen. Oh no, we're in the submarine pen. Oh, I thought I said it to spawn outside of the submarine pen. Oh no, biggie. Right, so we're ready to go on patrol. Where exactly is our grid? So note that the Soviet Union is now hostile. Okay. So yes, Axis forces are now piling forward. Oh, we've taken Minsk. What's the date? So it's the end of July now. So we'll get some news as I go on my way. The patrol grid could be quite close. BF77. BF77. Okay, wants us to go down here and look for shipping that's coming in from the Mediterranean. So let's have a quick look. That's not it. Here we go. So, shipping coming in from Sierra Leone, the capital, Freetown. No, that's not true, sorry. It's closer, isn't it? It's next to Spain. There's not really much convoy shipping down there. Okay, well, we don't need to stay down there. We can just go and have a look and see what's going on. See if we can pick out any individual ships, maybe any individual big ships. I mean, they do go there occasionally. Okay, let's see what we can do, eh? Thank you, Seek and Destroy. Thank you very much, Seek and Destroy. Right. Yeah, let's go do it. Hang on 1 minute. So, Allied air coverage in 1941. Okay, we might be alright. Gibraltar's air coverage shouldn't get us, but you know, you never know. Alright. Take us out.
Yes, sir.
Ahead, normal.
Ahead, standard.
And we're off. Yeah, this is going to be a hard patrol, frankly. I mean, with manual aiming, we're going to have to fire multiple torpedoes in a spread. No guarantee that we're actually going to land anything. What's that over there? There's a... Oh, pan high enough. My normal binoculars. 109? Probably. Right. Anyway. Damn, that's slow. Indeed, so we're moving at 13 knots right now, leaving the submarine pen. Very shallow waters here. So as was mentioned previously, St. Nazaire, so this submarine pen is going to be the site of an extremely famous World War II raid by the British Commandos. Probably the most famous raid in history, where they basically ride a bomb. They drive a bomb into a dry dock and then dismount and start blowing shit up. So it was pretty much, they figured it would be a one-way trip. Yeah, it's a pretty fucking awesome story from the Second World War. So we'll be right here, hopefully when it happens. Thank you, Jiska? Thank you very much, Jiska. Well, not really, in Dakota. It's, you know, it's considered, it's just an extremely, famous story from the Second World War. Alright, so let's get out to sea. So we need to go down here. That's our patrol path. Let's do it. Thank you, Darrenick. Thank you very much, Darrenick. I suggest Googling it then, Senior. It's very impressive. In short, not going into great detail right now, but there's only one dry dock on this side of Fortress Britain that was capable of holding a battleship if it ever took damage. So Britain, they've got the north side covered with lots of Royal Navy ships, and obviously it'd be suicide to go through the channel, what with the RAF. So if a battleship can sneak out and start attacking Atlantic shipping, the only place it could reliably repair itself if damaged is here, which is why a commando raid was launched against the dry dock to put it out of action. To achieve that, they basically rode a modified American destroyer. We said we'd give it back. Basically, we filled it full of bombs, and we drove it straight into the dry dock door, like quite literally kamikazed into the door, and then set it on a timer, and then just got out and started blowing shit up. And it worked. Next morning, that bomb blew up, took the dry dock with it, and it wasn't fixed until like 1948. That'll be next year, though. So as a result, Germany was super reluctant to move the sister ship of the Bismarck, was it the Tirpitz, out into the open Atlantic, and therefore it did not participate in the Battle of the Atlantic. Haha. Right. Thank you, Incredulous. Thank you very much, Incredulous. Okay, so let's speed up the time a bit. So it's currently July the 24th. What's gone on this month while we travel back? So, when we got back... So, yes, Hitler has just moved into the Wolf's Lair at the end of June. And, Germany is advancing onwards towards Moscow. So at the end of last month... Finnish and German troops begin Operation Arctic Fox against the Soviet Union. What's Operation Arctic Fox? Was the code name given to a World War II campaign by German and Finnish forces against the Soviet Northern Front. Okay, part of the larger Silver Fox operation. Yeah, so it's trying to close in on the Soviet Union. Okay, right. So the start of this month, though, so about 24 days ago. Oh no, On the 2nd, the Ponary Massacre begins with the shooting of Soviet POWs captured during Operation Barbarossa, which began 2 weeks earlier, and with the deportation of hundreds of Jews from Vilnius to the Soviet dug fuel tank pits. Oh Jesus, where they're shot and then buried alive. That's horrible. Yeah. The Ponary Massacre on the 2nd of this month. Jesus, 100,000 plus victims estimated. That's horrendous. On the 3rd, Stalin announced the Scorched Earth policy, basically giving nothing to the German advancing forces. On the 4th, the mass murder of Polish scientists and writers committed by German troops in Poland. Fuck. Eastern Front's horrendous. On the 5th of this month, the British government ruled out possibilities of negotiating peace with Nazi Germany. Okay. Yugoslavia was dissolved on the 8th, forming several component parts, with the most important one being Croatia, with its pro-Axis government. Okay. The Vichy French forces surrender in Syria. On the 19th, the V sign, displayed most notably by Churchill, is unofficially adopted as the Allied signal, along with the Beethoven's 5th Symphony. On the 20th of this month, so 4 days ago, Heinrich Himmler visits Soviet POWs near Minsk and Lublin and decides to build the concentration camp that will later be known as the Majdanek concentration camp. On the 21st, 3 days ago, the Luftwaffe starts striking Moscow heavily, in fact. And in response to Japanese occupation of French Indonesia, US President Franklin D. Roosevelt orders the seizure of all Japanese assets in the United States of America. Okay. So in 2 days... Sorry, that's in 2 days. My mistake. Okay. So, beyond that, though, insofar as Germany's advance into the Soviet Union, things are going quite well. The plan is to push all the way to Moscow and decapitate the Soviet Union quickly, and then turn all attention over to Great Britain. They're also desperately trying to secure the oil fields, which I think are down here? Where are the oil fields? One of the major reasons for the conflict between, well, obviously the competing ideologies, but the Soviet Union is holding a sort of dagger over Germany, what with its control of, well, petroleum products, and Germany desperately needs to secure them. They've got a deficit of something like more than 25% of all oil, which is just coming in from the Soviet Union. They need to secure that quick, otherwise their war effort could grind to a halt. This U-boat is running on oil, probably from the Soviet Union. Thank you, Rodeo. Thank you very much, Rodeo. Okay, so speeding up the time. So we left on the 24th. Yeah, so it's the morning of the afternoon of the 24th. No worries, Demode, and welcome indeed. Oh, hello. We're getting buzzed. Friendly, I presume. Yeah, otherwise one of the spotters would scream. Yeah, it's fine. I heard a plane. Okay. Right, speeding up time. Well, the plan wasn't to be there in the obviously be there in the winter. It's occupying the Soviet Union. But the plan wasn't for the battle to continue into the winter. They wanted to eliminate the Russians so quickly that the winter wouldn't be relevant. Obviously, the Russians were able to... Well, okay, so the specific... Uh-oh. No. Oh. It's crashed. Damn. Oh, dear. Alright, let's do it again quickly. Shit. Yes, so effectively the thing with Russia is that they could sell large amounts of territory easily, so they could still remain... with Great Britain, if we were to lose, say, the territories between the south coast and, say, just north of London, we're already done. You know, there's nothing really to the north insofar as assets that we could mobilize to really hold the UK. Russia's very different. They've got huge tracts of land which they can sell to the enemy and still remain an effective combatant. So Yeah, that's what they did. They just kept selling more and more territory, which in turn would increase the logistical strain on Nazi Germany, making it ever harder for them to keep their forces, the advancing front, supplied. And it wasn't helped by the fact that the Germans, made no attempt to really make make allies on the way. So all they had was surly locals, who would not assist, who would continually help insurrectionist elements rather than the occupying Germans. Yeah, so the deeper into Russian territory they went, the harder it was for the German war machine to trundle forward, and then things really bogged down when they got to places like Moscow. In the meanwhile, so this will be a few weeks from now, the Soviet Union gets their shit together, and they start moving their entire industrial base over east, and then on the other side of things, they start moving troops from places like Siberia. Alaska? That'd be weird. They start moving troops over from Siberia over to the front. Men who are hot, tough men who are used to cold climates, who have no problem fighting in the cold. Whereas German troops they didn't even have winter uniforms. They didn't even have cold weather clothing, to fight in the winter. Versus tough, broad-shouldered men. Yeah. That's when it started turning. Right, anyway, we're back in St. Nazaire, so let me just make the plot, and then I'll take off the overlay. Just get over there quickly again, speed up the time. There we go. And we're off. Can you see it? Right, and we're off. Pick up speed, full steam ahead. We'll just go ahead. No, ahead standard for now. Let's not push it. Well, yeah, at the same time, Hendleton, you plan... their fatal flaw in their plan was assuming that they can get it done quickly. And they committed everything to that effort. And when that turned out to not be true, because the Soviets are actually way more competent than they initially thought, then it all started to unravel. Okay. Hi there, SWAT. ZF SWAT Night is in the chat, folks. I hope you're very well. No snow in Germany before World War II? No, there's snow, but there's a difference between snow and experience in fighting in the winter. It's not just a case of fighting. You gotta be preparing food, fueling your tanks, repairing your tanks. All of the complicated machinery of Nazi Germany, not just logistically speaking, but quite literally, has to now function in cold weather and thick mud, which is where things like the Soviet tanks, with their enormous, just incredibly crude design, they would start to win out against the elegant tanks of Nazi Germany, because they can just keep running on anything. Indeed, crude but effective and cheap. Right, so it's July 25th, so we're just trundling along the surface. So again, speaking to... I keep sort of turning to the camera, I suppose, and explaining the U-boat for those who are tuning in and might not be familiar. So we are really a surface attack vessel. So we trundle on the surface for most of our operation. Oh no! Oh no! Did I set the realism mode before I went on patrol? Oh no! Did I fuck up? I can switch it off. I'll just switch it off. It's okay. Oh no. I fucked up again, haven't I? Oh, piss. Sorry, I've cocked up. I've got to redo it. That's really annoying. Okay, hang on. Because it crashed, then I didn't set the new difficulty setting. Hang on. Career. Sorry, folks. Then in base before mission. There we go. Yeah, then I select the yeah, so change realism. There we go. So, realistic reload, manual targeting only. Okay. That's good. Accept. Sure. Yep. And then launch. Sorry, everyone. Okay. World War II Germany should have learnt from the Soviet Union when they attacked Finland, to be honest. Oh, they did. That's one of the major driving learnings that triggered Operation Barbarossa, Chucky, because the Soviet Union looked incredibly weak. They were incredibly weak. The political purges that focused more on your connections and your loyalty to the party rather than your competence effectively gutted the officer corps of all the Soviet forces. The Soviet Union seemed pretty fucking incapable. So yeah, it was pretty much expected that Germany would just steamroll into Russia and start, just defeat them easily. There we go. Sorry, right, let's try that again. It's now the evening of the 24th. There we go, forwards. And cool. And here we go. Right, standard ahead. Who's that? There's the submarine pen. Just like a corvette, patrol craft. Alright. Do I still play with Sai? Indeed. Indeed. I hope he's very well. He's a busy man these days, though. He's now a software head honcho bloke, so he makes software. Okay. So yeah, sorry, as I was saying, the U-boat is really a surface attack vessel. We spend most of the time on the surface, moving at some pretty impressive speeds, slicing our way through the waters to try and find convoys, and then we submerge and try and attack them with torpedoes. So I say this mainly to get some. I think at least in young people today, perhaps think of submarines as, well, they stay under the water all the time. Yes, modern submarines do. U-boats, though, they're on the surface most of the time. This does mean that they're extremely vulnerable to aircraft, because they can get detected on the surface, and aircraft can travel very, very far, very quickly. Okay. Yes, Standard D. So, in short, on the last patrol, I shot a couple more ships around about here. They were very small convoy craft. They were trawlers. They weren't very big. They were tramp steamers, that's the word for it. And then I just drove in a straight line all the way back to occupied France. Thank you, Edgy Eki. Thank you very much. Hi there, Shinigami. Welcome indeed. Yes, we did try Iron Wolf VR. Frankly, it wasn't very impressive. It was very much just another gimmicky, let's just do a submarine, do a thing in VR. It wasn't very well put together. You could just see the ships just spinning, bobbing, and just appearing on the, Iron Wolf VR was pretty just there. Just gonna give it another save, bear with. I was saying a while ago that when VR first came out, you've got all these different games just doing gimmicky shit, but sort of low effort. This one's a proper sim, so, Okay. Really not far hard. Sorry, forgive me. Someone else in the chat got arsey with me yesterday. I'm being serious. The U-boat is a surface vessel. This isn't just some magical distinction I've made up for this, my chat in particular. It's pretty much on the fucking wiki page about the German U-boat. Note the design. It looks like a very normal bow of the ship, whereas a typical submarine, a modern submarine, has a rounded bow to it because it's mostly underwater. You want it sort of like what's the like aerodynamic? I'm trying to find the right word for it. Aerodynamic, but underwater, like a streamlined hull, so you can move swiftly under the water. This one does not have that because it doesn't spend most of its time underwater. Hydrodynamic. Is that the commonly used term? Hydrodynamic? Okay. The U-boat spends almost all of its time on the surface, using diesel engines which require air to run. So yeah, you have to have this mindset when it comes to a U-boat. This is not a true submarine. So what, like that was what was said. Yeah, that was what was said on the chat. But forgive me, this isn't a question of the definition of the word. I'm talking about the function of the craft. In fact, pretend it's not called a U-boat. Pretend it's not called a submarine. Just give it another name. It is a surface attack vessel that occasionally goes underwater. Right. So as a result, we can achieve some pretty great speeds on the surface. I mean, if I ordered flank speed, we could get up to like 18, 20 knots. Yeah. Here we go. So yes, in terms of diving, we can only manage some pretty shallow depths. I mean, all things considered. This crush depth of this vessel, so what is it exactly? So we can get down to about 160 before we start hitting the critical sort of bit. We can go a little bit deeper, maybe 200, but we're going to start taking structural damage, I think. Or we might just implode immediately. So that's pretty damn shallow. In fact, I think the deepest that the U-boats can actually achieve was the later U-boats. I think the Type 19s? And they could only get to around 250 meters. Okay. Right, so it's July the 25th, the evening, so the next day. We're just off the coast of Spain. Yeah, it's not advisable, Lord. We could if we got desperate, we probably could. All right. How does the night sky work? Can you spot the Big Dipper? Good question. Is it properly done? Can you navigate by the stars in the mod, or? No, maybe not. Thank you, Corgi. All right, so around about now we'll start. Oh, hello. Stand by. So what's this? From U141 to Submarine Command. So outbound, AM52, course south, speed 9 knots. AM52, too far away. AM52, over here somewhere. They're reporting a contact, probably going on its way towards Liverpool. Alright. It's good, isn't it, Lord Sedji? Oh, really? Cool. Oh yeah, you could do that in Operation Flashpoint, couldn't you? Nah, it's all good, Raider. Been doing any fishing lately? Not recently, Eagle Ray. I would like to though, although it is getting chillier. I need to take some opportunities to go fishing before it gets too cold. I fish for carp, and they're a Japanese species originally, so they're a bit vulnerable to cold temperatures. They stop feeding. It's a sort of Goldilocks temperature where they feed, and when it gets below that, they're like, nah. Thank you, a little Gert. Don't hurt. Thank you very much, a little Gert. From U141 to Submarine Command, 3 ships sunk for 21,000 tons. Nice. That's pretty good. Well, it was made in 2005, James Elder. There are later games in the series, but I don't think they're as good as this one. Or at least, forgive me, I haven't played them, but it seems the community is a bit bleh on those. Okay, so we've arrived at our designated patrol grid. Tell the navigator to plot a... Whoopsie, not plot a course. Pre-plot a course of a... Oh, no. Let me modify this. Can you please get a course in this grid? So our orders are to patrol this for about 24 hours. That's 14 hours. Looking for any targets. 1 minute. Get these men in the bow torpedo room resting. Okay. Whoopsie. So it's about 15 minutes past 4. The wave, yeah, the sea has got a bit of chop to it now. Okay. Could I get a ping beneath the weapons officer, plot course, reports? Can you give me a ping beneath the keel?
Yes, sir. Depth under keel is 1000.
So long as we can get like 160 meters of water above the sub, if shit goes to, goes to pot, then I'm happy. Alright, so we're here. Let's initiate periscope depth.
Yes, sir. Periscope depth.
Thank you. Get the men from the conning tower down.
Auf Tauchstationen! Untertriebszelle wird geflutet! Alle im Luftdruck sind klar!
I'm afraid not. I can't speak any German. Masso. Right. You want to get into editing any programs you should avoid entirely? I'm not really sure of that, I'm afraid. I can only say that I used Windows Movie Maker initially, followed by Sony Vegas, and then Adobe Premiere. And the later two are quite expensive, I'm afraid. If you can perhaps yo-ho, at least, until you figure out if it's your sort of thing, and then maybe consider getting the proper one later after the fact, then, yeah. That's the trouble with editing. It's oh no, wait, sorry. You can get like subscription stuff these days, can't you? Just cancel the subscription. At least you can with Premiere. Thank you, Real Donay. Thank you. Right, bear with me. Let me just go talk to Walter. Right, so from the command. So what I'd do is I'd walk this way, I presume, and I'd go. Or is it the other way? How do I? Oh, there we go. Yeah. So I'd go speak to Walter. Hello, Walter. Can you listen carefully with the hydrophone? So again, for those not familiar, there's a microphone, 2 rows of microphones which are mounted beneath the vessel, and he's able to spin that wheel and listen carefully. Take us down to 1/3.
Yes, sir. Ahead slow.
It's slow even, sorry, my mistake. So he's able to listen for the sound of the propellers with his hydrophones, and it's got a range of about 25 kilometers, so if there are any artificial sounds distinct from the background environment, I do need to turn the sub slightly because the hydrophones are mounted on the side, so there's a blind spot forward and back. So give him a few minutes to have a listen and see if he can come up with anything. Okay, so it's currently 17 minutes past 4 on July the 26th. We left on the 24th. Stay under the water for an hour or so. Okay, nothing so far. Resurface the boat.
Yes, sir.
Ahead standard.
New depth 0 meters. Ahead standard.
Up we go. So we'll switch over to the diesel engines momentarily once we have access to air. The fins on the front of the U-boat there are causing the nose to rise. There we go. The men step out from the command room, up into the through the conning tower. And when it's safe, there we go. See what we can see. Hydroplanes, not fins. Sure. They're fins. Thank you, Peekaboo. Thank you very much, Peekaboo. Alright. So let's travel along the surface for a bit.
New message received.
Radio message received at about 15 minutes to 6. It's from U68, outbound, BE83, course southwest. BE83 southwest, so there's something going that way. Wonder what that could be. Maybe a convoy on its way back home. Okay. We should, yeah, hang on. So, what was that message? That could prove useful. BE83 course southwest, speed 9. So assume BE83 course. Where's my compass? Damn it. No? Yeah. Oh, I can't actually put it over the compass? That's annoying. Alright. Ah, fine. Let's eyeball it. Just going roughly this way. There's something going that way. Speed 9. Okay. Speed 9. So that means in about 10 hours' time, every 10 hours they can make it... Every 10 hours they can make 166 kilometers. Every 10 hours. 20. Roughly that, if they hold their course. Okay. 10, 20, 30. Right. And that was it. What's the pen? That sighting was at 1748. Okay. That could be a potential hunting target if they're slow moving. If they're only moving at 9 knots and we can make, what, like 18 on the surface? There might be something worth chasing. Okay, let's continue this patrol for now. It's been about an hour and a bit since we... Oh no, go a bit further. Hang on. So we're just trying to listen for any propellers. Periscope depth, please.
Yes, sir. Periscope depth.
Here we go.
Tauchstationen! Untertriebszelle wird geflutet! Alle Entwicklungen sind klar!
Indeed, Ghost. I'm trying to take notes to predict where the enemy will be. We had a brief radio contact there, so we don't know where they'll be in 24 hours, or 48 hours, however long it takes us to get into that area. What's that belly?
Current depth 10.
Right. Why not go and intercept them now? Do the patrol finish later? I could do, that's true. How far away? Well, they're still a good 1,000 kilometers at least. Right. Let's continue this patrol for the minute. Thank you, just call me Goat. Thank you very much, just call me Goat. Nothing so far on the hydrophones. Resurface the boat. Ahead standard. I should have come down slow, shouldn't I?
New message received.
New message received. Contact BE83. What do you think, chat? How long would it take us to get there if we did? Hang on, I'd have to clear the course and Take us a couple of days to get over there. Maybe less. Thank you, Mad Hatter. Thank you very much, Mad Hatter. Fuck it. Let's go get him. Yeah, let's go for it. So that was... Okay. So what? An hour and a half ago. Yeah, there's somewhere over there. I'm sure we'll find him. Okay, so let me just clear. Oh, damn it. Don't do that. Stupid. I just cleared the what's it? So, that was them 10 hours. That's probably them 20 hours. 30 hours. 40 hours, if they hold their course, which they might not. So, if we were to... Navigator, can you clear course? Pre-plot? No. How do we clear the course again? Oh, I just delete them manually, don't I? Yeah. Okay. So, let's go up speed.
Yes, sir.
In fact, ahead
forward.
flank.
Yes, sir. Ahead flank.
Right. So how much speed can we get in these seas? They're pretty chop. Well, they're not too bad, to be honest. Ahead flank and make sure that our diesel engines have our best machinists. There we go. Helmsman, torpedo man. Get the weapons officer resting. Get the watch officer on duty. Chief engineer, yeah, have people resting as and when they can. If someone else has made contact, why would I go? U-boats operate in teams, in packs. So they trail a target and report the contact to the other U-boats who trail in, and then they wait for the cover of night, and they all launch their attacks as, well, together. The hope is that these defending destroyers will be overwhelmed. They won't be able to... Well, even if the destroyers are able to keep one U-boat pinned down, the other 3 or 4 are able to attack the convoy completely unmolested. Thank you, Meshin. Thank you very much, Meshin. Right. Okay. So, what speed are we making now? 13 knots only? That's not good. Alright, so 13 knots is going to take us... Alright, so about 40 hours-ish to get to this location. 1, 2, 3, 4. Darn. Just... They're going to be somewhere there. Hopefully we can pick them up again. Just head there as quick as we can. Okay. Right, so, for the people just joining... Hello, Lulu. For the people just joining this close encounter. For the people just joining, we're off the coast of Spain, assigned to patrol this grid. But we're abandoning... we're moving away from it right now because there's a potential target. Something's being hunted here, maybe a convoy, out in the Atlantic. Alright. Thank you very much, Duke Ma. Thank you. There's no way they're keeping their course after making contact. It depends what it is. If it is indeed a convoy, what would be out there? Hang on. It may well be a convoy. It may be heading back to Sierra Leone from Liverpool. Okay. Fuel. Good questions. My chief engineer is resting. We should be okay. Flank speed will guzzle it though, won't it?
New message received.
New message received. Convoy sighted. BE-83. They haven't moved very far. They're still there. So the U-boats are circling. The wolf pack is moving in. Let me just save it. Hunt 1. There we go. Try to keep the time sped up as best I can. Oh, stand by. We've had a northeast speed, a single radio contact. We're going to ignore it.
New message received.
Another radio message. Outbound, BE-83. One of the U-boats is breaking away, I think.
New message received.
Attacking convoy. No, wait, orders from submarine command. U-68, 79, 371, and 561 are to attack the convoy. So there's a wolf. Oh, there's a wolf pack forming. I want to get in there if I can. We're moving at 16 knots there now.
New message received.
3 ships sunk. U-79, 2 damaged, 24,000 tons. Very nice. Probably yes, Ed Fardo. This is I'm receiving message based. So these are real World War II messages, as far as I know. So this was a real convoy that was attacked here. 2 ships sunk, 14,000 gross tonnage. Very good. Did it give the exact position? 4 ships sunk, 20,000 tons. Very nice.
New message received.
2 ships sunk, 16,000 tons. Damage to 2 more. Contact lost. Grid CF3513. CF35. Did they move directly south? They might have gone directly south. Is that a true report? Is that the same one? U-561, it is. To submarine command. 2 ships sunk for 16,000. Damage to 2 more. Contact lost. CF3513. Somewhere here, isn't it? How far out? Still about 500 kilometers. Keep moving fast. Did they indeed change their course? Did they go this way? Ooh, seas are very rough. Okay. Now we try and find them. So what do I do? Do I continue on this original course? Or is this a true report? 2 ships sunk. This is indeed one of the submarines that was assigned to the... Okay, so I'm going to assume that it did indeed move south. 2 ships sunk, 16,000, damage to 2 more, contact lost, grid CF3513. Here, somewhere. Now, where was that grid guide from before? It's here, isn't it? 1-3. Here, is that correct? Move down here. Yeah, I think they've moved directly south. We'll start then dipping underwater, trying to pick up the sounds of their propellers. So, let's begin now. Go to periscope depth. Okay, take us down, please. Periscope depth. Drop us down to slow. So we're going to kick... Oh, Jesus. Very rough seas now. Periscope depth, let's go. Oh, wait, no officer at helm. Whoops. My bad. Okay, helm, come back, please. Watch officer, you take that. It's fine.
Yes, sir. Periscope depth.
Auf Tauchstationen!
Right.
Unterschiebzelle wird geflutet! Alle Entwicklungen sind klar!
Yeah, hopefully we can pick him up, Nada. So there's somewhere. They're probably somewhere here.
Current depth 10.
Okay, we're coming down. Follow that plotted
Yes,
course.
sir.
Come down speed. Drop speed. Don't overtax the
Ahead
batteries.
1/3. Ahead slow.
Okay, Walter, tell me if you hear anything. Switching to Walter's station. Where is he? Is that our propeller? Yeah. Can't hear anything. Keep scanning. So we should have an approximate hydrophone range of about that at best, really. Right. So this game doesn't have specific missions and is instead entirely open campaign. Well, not really, Renegade. We do have a specific mission to go to this grid, but we can choose to ignore it if we wish. Your choices don't really decide the outcome, Renegade. There's no action that any U-boat could possibly take to influence the Second World War. No individual soldier could win the war unless there's, like, I don't know, a fishing boat that has the President of the United States, Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, and Stalin all just hanging out off the coast of Cork. There's no real difference that, you know, we alone are going to make. Okay. Alright, back to the
Yes,
surface.
sir.
Ahead standard.
New depth 0 meters. Ahead standard.
So what am I going to do? Contact was lost. Just got to take an educated guess and say that they were probably going south. Probably going south on their way back to Sierra Leone. Right. Am I from Scotland? No, England, Moomian. Okay. We're back up on the surface. It's about 20 minutes to 1. See, yeah, lots of chop and visibility's down. Okay. Maybe we can get another radio report soon. Keep travelling. Right, now dip underwater again. Periscope depth. Same routine. We're just going to take a few quick dips underwater.
Yes, sir.
Trying to listen
Ahead
for
slow.
any potential contacts. 25 kilometers, so that would be that. Trying to figure out where this convoy's gone. If it was a convoy. Not sure what it was. Presumably it was a convoy. Nope, back up to the surface again. Head standard. South again. Just rinse, repeat this for a little bit, see if we can figure out where they are. Okay, it's now 4:30. And down again, periscope depth. Head slow. Turn the boat a little bit so we can listen with the hydrophones, which are mounted on the side of the sub. There we go.
New message received.
New message. Sustain heavy damage from depth charges. Set for base CF35. CF35. Hold up. That's U562. CF35 is just still up here. Interesting. So the convoy could still be on its way down here. Maybe they're under attack by the escorts who are still hanging out near the convoy. Okay, about face. Come up to the surface. They're still in. Maybe.
Yes, sir.
Maybe they're still in CF35.
New depth, 0 meters. Ahead standard.
Clear all markers. CF35. Somewhere up here. Okay.
Yes, sir. New depth, 0.
Hi there, Samuel. Welcome indeed. Greetings to Brazil, all of it. I hope it's very well. Greetings from the United Kingdom. So, the date is July the 28th. It's been about 4 days since we left the port. We're currently off, well, home port. We're off the coast of Spain, Portugal, actually. And we're looking for a convoy that's probably on its way back to Sierra Leone in Africa to get more resources for Britain. No, I haven't, Invictus. Not tried that one. Just go with Silent Hunter 3. Sorry, Jack Ek. I hear the later ones are a bit rubbish. Okay, we're making 7 knots. Ahead full. There we go. 7 in the morning. Okay, we're just going to do some very quick dips. Periscope depth. Let's go. I don't want them to sneak past us. Pull a sneaky. Don't be under for too long. Nothing. Just turn the boat sideways just in case there's one like right there. Nope. Resurface the boat. Ahead full. Okay, where are they? We've entered the grid. It's about 20 minutes to 11 in the morning. Periscope depth again. Ahead slow.
Yes, sir.
Good under.
Periscope depth.
We're playing as Germany, Fire Dragon. Oh really? You're from Kiel. Weasel is from Kiel. Hi there. Yes, there's a, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's the, is it the last surviving U-boat? It might even be this U-boat. The one we're in now, U-48. They've got a museum U-boat that's there. Hang on, let me have a look. Oh no, wait, sorry. German submarine U-995. I'm way off. Here we go. So, it's a German Type 7C, so the same one as the, well, this is a Type 7B, I believe. So U-995, blah, 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 blah. Sorry, standard stats for the Type 7. Service history. Fate. So at the end of the war, on the 8th of May 1945, U-995 was stricken at Trondheim in Norway. She was surrendered to the British and then transferred to the Norwegian ownership in October 1948. In December 1952, U-995 became the Norwegian submarine Karu, and then in 1965 she was stricken from service from the Royal Norwegian Navy. She was then offered to West Germany for the ceremonial price of 1 Deutschmark. The offer was refused. However, the boat was saved by the German Navy League. She became a museum ship at the Lebeau Naval Memorial, which is just next to Kiel, in October 1971. Well, I'd like to visit that, to be honest. That sounds nice. Sounds like one of those things I'd like to see. Yeah, so they have themselves a U-boat, a museum U-boat. You've been there, the clone? Is it cool? Alright. You got to do one visit in Helsinki. Ah, there's an... okay, presumably there's many. I was wrong with the... Yeah, it's the last surviving one. Okay. So we just dipped underwater again, listening with the hydrophones. Where are those buggers? So 25 kilometers is not much in the grand scheme of things. That's the range of those hydrophones. Keep searching. Okay, back up to head standard and surface the boat. Indeed, the three murder-tears. I do enjoy history. The Battle of the Atlantic is particularly interesting. It's not a very glamorous, sort of like historically speaking, theatre of the Second World War, but it's one of the most important. Definitely extremely important. The Battle of the Atlantic was a battle of bravery and wits and technology, where both sides continue to outsmart the other. And yeah, the fate of which basically decided democracy in Europe. For Britain stands alone, the last candle trying to hold out against the darkness. And it's so close to guttering out. That being said, it hasn't gutted out yet. It's 1941, and it's still holding to the shock of everyone. America is gradually summoning the will to fight and is steadily becoming more and more committed to the survival of that flame. And the British Empire, whilst spread out, is very, very powerful, and it just takes a long time to get gradually ramped up. So more and more resources are steadily being flooded in from the Empire. So the Royal Navy is getting stronger. Slowly, steadily, but it is getting very, very powerful. Especially with the new technologies being adopted, such as radar, early sonar, anti-submarine weapons, and coordination with the RAF. Okay. So it's about 1 o'clock. Let's do another dip. Underwater, please. Cut 1/3. Listen carefully. So there we go. We're on periscope depth now. Where are you, you little bugger? Where are those propellers? They're here somewhere. Okay, back to the surface. Back down again. Periscope depth, slow. It could be anywhere. It's a big ocean. They might have slipped past us already. Huh. Let's come back round this way. Head standard. Back down again. Listen carefully. I've tried Hearts of Iron 4 a few times, CEO. It's tricky to comprehend. We did a big multiplayer game, and I played for the funsies. I had no idea what I was doing. I played, well, SovietWomble. I played as the Soviet Union. It seemed the most appropriate. However, against me, Nazi Germany was being controlled by ZF SWAT Knight. I never stood a chance. He had a million tanks. I had a tank. He had lots of planes. I was like, planes? And by the end of a short campaign, I ended up no longer being the premier of the Soviet Union. Instead, all I was the premier of a small chip shop on an island here. Right. Let's go up again. Damn it, where are those buggers? Back down again, periscope depth, 1/3. Just shimmy the ship back and forth, the boat even. Just to try and pick up something. Oh, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Radio report. When was that exactly? Enemy large convoy. Hello, we got something. Could that be them? Moving northeast. No, it's a different convoy. Stand by. That was about 25 minutes ago. Large convoy. Okay, clear these marks. Who are you? Large convoy. Northeast, moving slow. Marker there. Northeast is roughly... Sorry, fuck it, do the thing. That's the wrong one. Oh, piss ass. Come on. There we go. 45 degrees, roughly. Moving slow. What does that mean? Give me these charts. Let's have a look. Moving slow. So that would be between 2 to 6 knots. Okay, so 2 to 6 knots, which means they can make, say that they're doing probably around 5 knots, let's say. So assuming they're doing 5 knots, in 4 hours they can cover 37 kilometers. How far away? So we're, okay, so 200 kilometers-ish. Right, so turn the boat. Let's go intercept them, shall we? Clear that. Start bringing the boat this way. So in 37 hours... No, wait. Time's wrong. Yeah, head standard. In fact, head full. Come up to the surface. Let's try and also make sure we get a night attack. Oh, do we have the precise... Did it give us the precise speed? Oh, good. It did. Sorry, I thought it said slow. Speed, 7 knots. Perfect. We have the exact speed of the convoy. Cool. Sorry, pardon me. Right, so are we on the surface? Come on, get to the surface. There we go. So by the time we get there, we might be losing the night. That's going to suck. Okay. So we're moving at 10 knots. So right, so call it 6 hours. So where will they be? Call it 5 hours. Where will they be in 5 hours? Alright, so between 7... What, so around 60 kilometers? They'll be able to travel about 60 kilometers from their current position. They'll be roughly here. Hopefully. Okay. So we'll try to meet them roughly there. Yeah. Alright. We have our intercept. Hopefully we can find them. If not, we can pick up the sound of their... the sound of their propellers. Right, so for the people just joining the stream, this is going to be a very... So I'm going to be honest, I'm a little nervous. I'm having to do manual targeting, and I'm probably going to embarrass myself because I've never done it before. I'll do my best, but please cut me some slack here. I'm learning. Alright. Thank you, Ski Pluis TG. Thank you very much, Ski. Let's also give it a save. So hunt 2. There we go. Right, off we go.
New message received.
New message received. Contact regained at... Oh, that's the... Oh, no, U203. Grid CG17. CG17. CG17? Oh, really? No, the convoy went directly east instead of south? I've never seen a convoy do that. Apparently it did. Huh. Maybe it was never... Maybe the convoy that I was tracking was never going south. No, it did say southwest. Strange. So it's over there. convoy that I was looking for is over there. Okay. Hi there, Cake. Hi, Cake. Hope you're very well. So we should get here by about 3 in the morning. And they should be roughly here. So how far away is that? If assuming that they kept their course. Almost within sound contacts. Go. Right, so let's take us down here. Take us down into periscope depth.
Yes, sir.
Cake says she's drinking a
Periscope depth.
caramel hazelnut latte. So you could say, I'm having a
Auf
pretty good
Tauchstationen!
no bones day. Nice.
Unterkriegszelle wird geflutet. Alle Entwicklungen sind klar.
Hope you're very well, Cake. You ever just blindly stumble across a convoy? Oh yes, Callow. The seas are very busy at this point in the war. And convoys are very, very loud. And there are certain routes that they use, so, you know, if we patrol them, we can bump into them. That's much of what we're doing, to be honest. Right, here we go. Electric motors on, turn the boat, come down
Yes, sir.
speed,
Ahead 1/3.
and listen carefully. Let's see if we can find them. Come on, where are you, you little buggers? They might have changed course. They may be slower, they might have slowed down. Okay, resurface the boat, head standard. Keep moving in this direction. How far is that? Oh, we're close. If they are there, we could get in trouble. Alright, once again.
Yes, sir.
Periscope
Periscope
depth.
depth.
Plot the
Ahead,
course to
slow.
zigzag for the sake of the
Auf
hydrophones.
Tauchstationen! Unterkriegszelle wird geflutet. Alle Entwicklungen sind klar.
Visibility is trash. It's a soup out here.
Vorne unten 15. Hinten 10.
Okay. Where are you, Mr. Convoy? Hi there. Get to the boat. You watched it while muted and thought that was the stream. Right. Okay. So it's about 20 minutes to 6 in the morning on July 29th, 1941. Has this convoy changed course? Has it slowed down? Is our hydrophone operator asleep? Walter, wake the fuck up. They should be here. No sign of them yet. Okay. Maybe they have indeed changed course. Keep searching. Let's move this way. Surface the boat. Head standard. Oxygen reserve 100%. Good, good. What about the battery? Battery level's good. Almost full. Once again, periscope depth. Can I comply? Why not? There we go. They're much further now. They wouldn't have bypassed me. As in, they haven't come this way, obviously. We would have heard them. So they must have changed their course. Okay. Let's have a look at the convoy route. So what do you reckon that was? They were definitely moving northwest, according to the report. So we are here. How close are we, though? Hang on. So they're probably on the inner route. So maybe they've moved directly north on their way towards Liverpool. Okay. So let's move directly north from this current position. Perhaps they've gone that way. Right. So please move this way. Surface the boat. Ahead standard.
New deck.
Weather's a bit
0
calmer.
meters.
Visibility's also
Ahead
much
standard.
better. Weren't they moving northeast, Anders? Shit, did I fuck it up that badly? Hold up. Yeah, northeast. They're moving northeast. Not northwest. They're coming straight at me. 45 degrees. Thank you, Lenudu. Thank you very much, Lenudu. But again, that's assuming that they didn't change their course. They must have changed their course. Okay. Watch officer, how's visibility? Hang on.
Yes, sir.
Visibility is unlimited. Excellent visibility. Did I say northwest? Sorry, I misspoke then. 1 minute, I'm just going to pour myself a drink. I could do with some beer. I need to go buy some more beer. Indeed, they're playing chess, 4D chess, I'm playing Lego. Right. Let's hold this course for a little bit. In fact, full speed ahead. So, assuming that was... So, yeah, pretend that they did change their course then. When was that radio report? Radio contact report was about 11 in the evening last night. Okay. So... Oh, shit. Long time. So they could have moved really far at 7 knots. Right. You think my Enigma machine is broken? Yeah. Shit. Damn it. They could be like, hang on. Fuck. Oh, fist. Fucking hell. We're faster than them, but if we have to catch up and overtake them, it's going to be a nightmare. Thank you, Die Ferret. Thank you very much, Die Ferret. Oh, hello. Oh, okay. So, they did indeed move north. Northeast course. I don't believe you. I think you're still moving north. Speed, slow. Large convoy, moving. 7 knots. Alright. There they are. I'm going to assume they're going to keep moving that way. When was that report? Large convoy. There it is. Okay, 20 to 4. Okay, no. Wait. 10 minutes ago. Alright. So it's going to take us about 6 hours. Oopsie. Alright. So 6 hours we can be there. Ahead flank. Up speed as best we can. Get that guy in the stern torpedo room resting. So 5 hours and 5.5 hours we can be there. Where can they be in 5.5 hours? So just shy of 77. So let's assume 73 kilometers, roughly. So they'll be probably there. And that's a range of 33 kilometers. So sneak in a little bit there. Okay, maybe a little smidge more. Okay. Actually, considering the visibility, let's not push it. We don't want to get sighted by the destroyer on the, as we try to pass them. Okay, so we're trying to overtake them. So we want to try and go in on a 90-degree angle, sneak in quietly, fire some electric torpedoes, and piss off into the Atlantic. Alright. As fast as we can, please. Let's go. As well as I can, Entropy. Here we go, speeding up the time. 4 hours away. They're probably... Whoa, lag there. I'm guessing the convoy's getting rendered. Whoa. What's that sound? Oh, we're okay. How's visibility? Is it going down?
Yes, sir.
Visibility is unlimited. Okay, we'll get there. Yeah, it will almost be, well, be 9 in the evening by the time we get there, so, yeah, losing the light, that's good.
Ship spotted.
Oh, shit! Okay, we've accidentally sinned them. Dive to
Yes,
periscope
sir.
depth quick. Where?
Periscope depth.
You? What are you? Maybe they did move to northeast. Quickly dive the boat. Reduce speed. Dive the boat, dive the boat.
15. Implemented.
Okay. It said warship, can't be a sole merchant ship, Terrence. I mean, it could be a sole warship. Sometimes, that's the thing. Dive the boat. Walter.
Current
Contact,
depth
warship,
10.
constant distance, bearing 346, long range.
Where? Ah, there they are. Is it coming towards us? No, it's moving away. Okay. So here's our convoy, folks. We drove into their backs. Put down a few sound markers. Okay. Now then. Turn this way so Walter has a good hydrophone reading. That's a bit in...
Contact, merchants.
It's a bit
moving
annoying.
Away, bearing 19, long range. Contact, merchants. Moving away, bearing 16, long range.
Thank you, Adan Kranger. Thank you very much, Adan. So any second now we'll have effective hydrophone readings. Thank you,
Contact,
Incredulous.
merchants. Moving away, bearing 338, long range. Contact, merchants. Moving away, bearing 358, long range.
Where are they going? Okay, that looks to be almost directly east. Get another hit.
Contact, warship. Moving away, bearing 330, long range.
Trying to sort of predict their course. We've got to get ahead of them. These lines are sound contacts. Sorry, I should explain. So this is the hydrophone, an underwater microphone, picking up the sound of propellers. And they're being drawn by the navigation officer, who is trying to estimate their exact positions.
Contact, merchants. Moving away, bearing 334, long range.
Maybe they are zigzagging. Tricky. Okay, so... Very tricky. I've got to get ahead of them, that's the trouble. I won't be able to move faster than them underwater. We're a surface vessel. At least it'll be nightfall soon. I'll have the cover of darkness, but we gotta know which direction we're to move in.
Contact. Merchants. Moving away. Bearing. 337. Long range.
So my options are either move in on their inner side or go round on their outer side. What route are they taking? Oh, they're getting close to air protection from the RAF, aren't they? Oh no, tell a lie. We're still miles away. Okay. They don't appear to be following any known convoy route. Unless they are, and we're here. No, they're here. Alright. Deck gun time. Alas, they're probably very well armed. In 1941. Okay. Stalk along as best we can for the moment, but get ready to surface on nightfall. Ah, that's a warship. I was tracking the wrong one. Right, they are indeed moving northeast. Okay, so track along this way. Can I just get a periscope up? Moving the attack periscope. I just want to try and check something. Uh, 330. Zoom in. Right, so visibility is beyond whatever range they are now. So 7 kilometers. So it's less than, rather. So yeah, I just got to make sure that it's at least 7.7 kilometers between me and the sound contacts. Otherwise, their destroyer picket is going to spot me. Okay, so let's do that then. We should be able to safely surface. Carefully surface. We have no visual contact. Head directly east. Clear all the markers. This is their current position as of 6:30. Thank you, Incredulous. Thank you. So surface
Yes,
the boat
sir.
carefully.
New depth, 0 meters.
Bring us up full.
Yes, sir. Ahead full.
Just move this way, just a little bit. Move away from them. Lowering combat periscope. Watch officers to the conning tower. Right. Here we go. Wait, that's a visual contact. I thought it's beyond 8.8. They can see us? Hopefully not. Okay. Well, thank you, Rise One. Yeah, no, well, people come back and forth. They just tune in and out. I'm just chilling for this Sunday. Oh, yes, sorry, I should have said. Yes, so bullshittery-wise, it's the end of the third week on Divinity Bullshittery, Part 2. Yeah, so I've got the video edited. I just need to polish it. So that's what I'm going to do from tomorrow. So this next week, I've got to get the video polished and ready for release. I'll do my best to have it ready before next weekend. Alright. So we're moving on the surface. That was the last point of contact about 15 minutes ago. Now we're going to shadow them. So 1 hour from now, 30 kilometers away. Okay, so they will make almost 13 kilometers in that time. So, assuming a 45-degree course, probably 13 kilometers, they'll be round about probably there, which will be outside of the visual range. 14 kilometers, okay, and we'll be there. And then, again, lots of umming and ahhing, not certain. They'll probably be there by the second hour. We'll be here. And that's when we turn in here. 2.5 hours. At which point, they will be probably here. And then we lay in wait. That's the plan. You see? And let's just take some precautions. Let's make sure, because obviously their destroyer is going to be somewhere like here. He may be closer than the heart of the
Ship spotted.
like that. Maintain current orders. Have we been spotted? He might be. What's he doing?
Ship spotted. Bearing 2, 4, 3.
Trying to outrange the fucker.
Yes, sir. Ahead flank.
There he is. Has he seen us? Have we been rumbled? What's his bearing? 243. A frigate. Ah, cool. We can't also. Ah! We got to do it manually now. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Okay, I've got to do manual targeting. My god. This is going to be tricky. Okay, we might have been rumbled. Not good. Is his course going to be coming straight towards us? He may well be engaging us. Only 8 kilometers.
Ship spotted.
Is he going to turn round and rejoin the convoy, or is he on a straight line towards
Ship spotted.
Thank you, Megazeus 8. Thank you very much. And Amelia HR27. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Keep turning port. Keep turning port. That's it. Keep going port. Don't come towards us. What am I doing? Oh, that doesn't look good for us, folks. He may indeed be engaging us. Thank you, Captain Tulpi. Thank you very much.
Ship spotted.
Okay, I think he's definitely engaging us. He's, what's that, an unknown vessel?
Ship spotted.
Looks like a warship. Okay, well, we're about to get the cover of night anyway.
Ship spotted. Bearing 2, 8, 5. Long range.
Yes, we are being engaged. Right. So we will submerge soon. I'm just going to try and get as much distance as I can ahead of this convoy. And then we're going to dip. And we're going to drop to around 160 meters beneath the ocean. And we're going to try and evade these sons of a bitches. Just trying to get into a firing position. Trouble is, they are faster than us on the surface. Oh, you're right, honey. She's flopped onto the floor to rest. Thank you, Linoceros. Thank you very much, Linoceros.
Ship spotted.
Where's my binocs? There they are.
Ship spotted.
Thank you, we're aware. Bearing 285, a different ship. Hopefully the cover of night will conceal us. Okay. Tricky. Can I just force out that little bit? Yeah, they're coming straight towards us, aren't they? Oh, I think we're taking fire. Yep, okay. They're shooting at us. Yep, see that muzzle, see that flash there? They're firing their deck guns at us. Are they getting close? Reasonably. Alright. Take us down then. All the way down.
Move them!
Ship spotted.
5, 8
Everyone
meters.
down. Everyone down. Let's go.
Auftausstationen.
crash dive the boat.
415. In 10.
Down we go. Right, take us deep now. Give me one ping beneath the keel, just to make sure that
Yes,
we
sir.
Nope, you can
Plotting
go back.
course.
Merchant, constant
Current
distance,
depth,
bearing
1,
2,
0.
5, 2,
Stand
long
by.
range.
Chief engineer, not engineer, navigator. Report beneath the keel.
Yes, sir. Depth under keel
Deep
is
water,
1, 0,
beyond
0,
a kilometer.
0.
Take us all the way down to
New depth.
Very
163
163.
meters. New depth. 158 meters.
Head full. Get down deep as quickly as we can to evade
Head
their
full.
sonar.
Contact, merchant, constant distance, bearing 2, 5, 1, long range.
Here we go. So we're pointing the nose of the vessel down. Also at this point, as shown in the film Das Boot, the crew are going to be running down into the nose of the U-boat to
Current depth,
shift
5,
the
0.
shift the center of gravity as far forward as possible.
Current depth 60.
As we try and disappear
Current
into the
depth
gloom.
70.
Contact, merchant, constant distance, bearing 2, 5, 9, long range. Contact, merchant.
So this is a bit
constant
annoying
distance,
because it's
bearing
going to
2,
delay
5,
our attack.
Current
long
depth
range.
80.
How far away are they? They saw us go under. They're trying to predict exactly where we are. They're close.
Current depth 90.
Okay.
Current depth 10.
Yes, indeed it does. Get to the boat. With all, as much weight as you can put forward as possible.
Long range. Contact, merchant, constant distance, bearing 2, 6, 0,
Current
long
depth
range.
110.
Go. We're sinking deeper into the darkness of the ocean. On the surface, the destroyers saw us go under. They're trying to determine where we are.
Current depth 130.
The first destroyer is 5 kilometers and closing.
Current depth 140.
And then, all of a sudden, silent running.
Rig for silent running.
Their hydrophone operator,
150.
our overcranking screws, just went very
Contact,
quiet.
merchant, constant distance, bearing 2, 4, 7, long range.
Take us down to 3 knots.
Current speed 3 knots.
Rudder port hard.
Rudder 5 degrees to port.
You can hear the hull creaking under the strain of all that water above it, trying to crush us like a tin can. We're down to 157 meters. That's the danger zone there for us.
We are closing to critical depth, sir.
Steady as she goes. Rudder amidship.
Rudder
Contact,
0
merchant,
degrees to
constant
port.
distance, bearing 2, 7, 8, long range. Contact, warship, constant distance, bearing 3, 0, 6, long range.
So, in addition to the hydrophone operator who is trying to listen for the sound of our propeller to get a rough idea of where we are, they have a very primitive sonar which they're going to try and utilize to ping sound off the hull. Its code name is ASDIC. It doesn't mean anything, it's just like quartz crystal sound vibration or whatever. It is, however, extremely primitive, and it does not work if the sub dives too deep, due to the differences in water temperature. So, right now, that blip will be a blob. switch over to the observation periscope, which has a hinge on it that lets me turn it upright. I might be able to see the shadow of their vessels. No, we're too deep. Oh, thank you, Burninator. Thank you for doing that, Burninator. Thank you for the 10 subs. That's very kind, Burninator. And before that, Linoceros and Captain Toolpoon. Thank you. Thank you, Burninator. Has that warship pissed off? Which contact is that? 15 kilometers, that cannot be the same warship. What happened to that close warship? Walter, give me a report on the closest warship. Warship moving fast, closing, bearing 289. That's here, so it's hidden in the mix of other signals. Somewhere here. Can't easily spot them through all the noise.
Contact. Warship. Constant distance. Bearing 299. Long range.
Okay. So the convoy's currently roughly 12 kilometers that way. Now I'm hoping if it's dark enough on the surface... Damn, it's not. Oh look. They're trying to figure out where we are. So I'm hoping if it gets dark enough, which it might not in these summer months, we could sneak away and escape them while they're busy trying to find our previous location. Just zoom in, have a look, curate for the sake of the stream. Alright, hello. That is a true destroyer of the Royal Navy. Very fierce vessel there. They're looking for us. Side-mounted and rear-mounted depth charges. The other one. Yeah, it might be cheating, Lord whatever, but honestly, it's nicer to look at for the stream.
Contact. Warship. Moving away.
They're
Bearing
closing.
282. Long range.
Trying to figure out where we are. So, one central stack, 2 guns, 1 gun. What do you reckon we're dealing with there? Let's have a look. Royal Navy, Australia, British Reich, there we go. Let's have a look. Those are all battleships. Go smaller, smaller, wait. Nope, nope, 3 stack, 3 stack. Nope, 2 stacks there. We're looking for 1 central stack. The Hunt, this could be promising. The Hunts, no, it had 1 rear cannon, 2 on the front, didn't it? Might be it, but I'm not sure. The J and K class?
Merchant, constant distance, bearing
Ah,
293, long range.
Might be it? The L class? That's it. The QR class. 2 front guns, 1 central stack. This is it. Okay. 108 meters long, speed 36 knots, way faster than us. Shallow draft of only 4.7 meters below the waterline. Okay. The Q and R class destroyer. Let me just have a quick read, just out of pure curiosity. Also, I'm just going to order the sub to start turning back to the course. Oh no, wait. No, did we return to course? We did not. Navigator, please return to course.
Yes, sir.
Keep our speed down.
Current speed, course, sir. Knots. Current speed, 3 knots.
So there's 1 there. 2 kilometers away. 3.4. So according to this, as we sneak through the ocean, the Q&R class destroyer was a class of 16 War Emergency Programme destroyers ordered for the British Royal Navy in 1940 as the 3rd and 4th Emergency Flotilla. They served as convoy escorts during World War II. 3 Q-class ships were transferred to the Royal Australian Navy upon completion, and 2 further ships were handed over in 1945. Roebuck, one of the ships, had the dubious honour of being launched prematurely by an air raid at the Scotch shipyard in Greenock, her partially completed hull lying submerged in the dockyard for 9 months before it was salvaged and completed. Okay, so type destroyer, it's 1,692 long tons, 109 meters long, 36 knots speed. The Q&R class were repeats of the preceding O and P class, but reverted to the larger J and K and N class hull to allow for the inevitable growth in top weight. As they had fewer main guns than the J, K and N, some magazine space was replaced by fuel bunkers, allowing for some 4,675 nautical miles to be made at 20 knots. In surviving ships, the single 20mm Orichalon guns in the bridge wings were later replaced by hydraulically operated Mark V twin mountings. Okay. Any interesting facts about them? I'm not really interested in just raw stats, just raw numbers. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see. So 8 of each. 8 Qs and 8 Rs. Most of them were converted into frigates and later sold for scrap in the 70s, but many of them were sent over to Australia and then sold for scrap also in the 70s. Interesting.
Contact. Merchant. Constant distance.
How close are
Bearing.
they?
2, 5, 7. Long range.
There they are. They're trying to figure out where we are now. Thank you, Caliber XO. Thank you very much. The way Soviet pronounces Greenock? Greenock? Is it green or green? Thank you, Caliber XO. Yes, I'm just reading the Wikipedia article about these destroyers that are hunting me.
Contact. Merchant. Constant distance. Bearing. 2, 6, 0. Long range.
We've done a good job. They're having a lot of difficulty figuring out where we've gone. Let's just keep moving steadily. Greenock, sorry. Thank you, Von Kobold's Commando. Thank you very much, Von. Okay, battery power's good. Let's try and sneak away. Get away from these fuckers. They're circling. They're trying to listen to the hydrophone to pick us up. I worry that they're going to delay us and we won't get into position in time. Okay. Can we up speed just a little bit? Head standard. Is that going to get their attention? It's moving at 6 knots. I think we're okay. Uh-oh, maybe not. Come down again. I might have just attracted their attention. Uh-oh, I think I did. That was stupid. Yep, I just attracted one of the destroyers by going ahead standard. Turn the vessel away. Minimize the profile of the vessel. They heard my propellers. Look, he's closing. Here he comes. Bugger, 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 bugger. He's in my blind spot for my hydrophone. Check the surface. Yeah, he's coming straight towards me. He heard me. The hydrophone operator went, there's a propeller fish over there, sir. That's not a propeller fish, that's a U-boat, ensign. Huh? Alright. Keep trying to sneak away. Hopefully they'll piss off and rejoin the convoy soon. Once again, let's check the surface. It's a bit cheesy, but at the same time it looks good. Okay, bear in mind, I just clicked that, so the camera is exactly where the U-boat is, so he's on us. He's fucking on us. For this reason, maybe it's wise to just drop
Yes,
down.
sir. Ahead slow.
He's listening. He can hear us. Is he sending radio communiques to his mate? Looks like it. He's on his way here too. Oh dear. Are they going to try and ping us? Presumably we're too low for their ASDIC. We do, Darjin. We're driving a Type 7 U-boat. It has 4 forward-mounted torpedo tubes and 1 rear-mounted torpedo tube. However, the torpedoes are dumbfire. They cannot home in. That technology is extremely experimental, and we do not have it. Furthermore, we would need to be on the surface to face them, and that puts us, well, not on the surface, but periscope depth, and that puts us at a... Stand by, looking up, bearing 180. I can't see their hull. Can they... They might be about to do a depth charge attack. It depends if they've found us. Listen carefully for the overcreeping. Oh, yeah, there we go. Depth charges, deploy. They're trying to find us. Alright.
Yes, sir. Rudder 3.
Depth charges in the water,
Race to starboard.
There they go. Turn the U-boat. So, the depth charge. Very simple. A drum of explosives, high explosives, set to detonate at a preset depth. What they're trying to do is sink the submarine not through a direct hit, but through hydrostatic shock. The shockwave of the explosion through the water. They are way too shallow. We do have numerous advantages though. That would have stirred up the water something fierce to the point that their hydrophone operator cannot easily find out where we are, and their ASDIC is damn near useless at this range. It has an enormous blind spot beneath the vessel. Furthermore, if we go deep, well, as deep as we are now, the effects of hydrostatic shock are lessened. They've got to get pretty damn close to damage the sub. The ocean is effectively containing the explosion. Depth charges were a very inefficient weapon to deal with submarines. Submarine commanders took advantage of that fact. So we're turning away from our previous course. It's good though, Herbie. I do recommend. So there we go. They're trying to figure out where we've gone. Why ineffective? Well, as you just saw there, you have to get the depth right. If the sub goes too deep, then, you know, you need a very close hit to do proper damage. And when you deploy the depth charge, you can't fucking see where the sub is, so they can just change their direction. In the time that it takes for the depth charges to sink down to the point where they can damage the sub has moved. So they may be scary, and yes, they can and did kill submarines. But it took a lot of them. In fact, hang on, let's out of curiosity. How many depth charges on average did it take to kill a U-boat? Let's have a look. Effectiveness. Okay, so the effective use of the depth charge requires the combined resources and skill of many individuals during the attack. Sonar, helm, depth charge crews, and the movement of other ships had to be very carefully coordinated. Aircraft depth charge tactics depended on the aircraft using its speed to rapidly appear over the horizon and surprise the submarine on the surface, where it spends most of its time. Okay. Does it have a number though? Later developments, yes, it was later replaced, but I need a number. So underwater explosions. 1 minute. I think they're coming in again. They are. They are way off. Okay, keep turning. Rudder amidship.
Run up charges in the water to start.
We should be fine. There we go. So the high explosive in a depth charge undergoes a rapid chemical reaction at approximately the rate of 8,000 meters per second. The gaseous products of that reaction momentarily occupy the volume previously occupied by the solid explosive, but at a very high pressure. This pressure is the source of the damage, and it's proportional to the explosive density and the square of the detonation velocity. The depth charge gas bubble expands to reach the pressure of the surrounding water. So the gas expansion propagates a shock wave. The density difference of the expanding gas bubble from the surrounding water causes the bubble to rise towards the surface. Okay. Consequently, explosions where the depth charge is detonated at a shallow depth and the gas bubble vents into the gas bubble vents very soon into the atmosphere, and the detonations are quite ineffective, although they are much more dramatic and therefore preferred in movies. A sign of an effective detonation depth is that the surface just slightly rises, and only after a while vents into a water burst. The damage that an underwater explosion inflicts on a submarine comes from a primary and a secondary shockwave. The primary shockwave is the initial shockwave of the depth charge and will cause damage to personnel, equipment, if detonated close enough to the submarine. The secondary shockwave is the result of the expansion and contraction of the gas bubble and will bend the submarine back and forth and cause catastrophic hull breaches in a way that can be likened to bending a plastic ruler rapidly back and forth until it snaps. Up to 16 cycles of the secondary shockwave has been recorded in testing. The effects of the secondary shockwave can be reinforced if another depth charge detonates on the other side of the hull in close proximity to the first, which is why depth charges are normally launched in pairs with preset pre-detonation depths. The killing radius of a depth charge depends on the depth of detonation, the payload of the depth charge, and the size and strength of the submarine hull. A depth charge of approximately 100 kilograms of TNT would normally have a killing radius, hull breach, of only 3 to 4 meters against a conventional submarine, whilst the disablement radius, so damaging the sub but not putting it out of commission, would be about 8 to 10 meters. That's not a lot, frankly. You've got to get a damn good hit.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
That's basically fuck all. So they're launching 50 meters away from us.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Okay. So yes, a better solution was required. The depth charge is just too expensive, relatively, to the number that were actually expended, and required too many variables to work together. So a solution was indeed devised, and we're soon to see it introduced into the Second World War. The Hedgehog. At that point, the game changes for the submarine. For the Hedgehog is not one explosion, it's in fact about, 20 to 30 individual smaller explosives. So the depth charge has 100 kilograms of explosive, an individual Hedgehog only has about 25 kilograms, and they're fired forward by is it called a spigot mortar? Basically fired over the bow of the destroyer. The empty, unloaded frame of the Hedgehog looks like a hedgehog, lots of spines firing forward, hence the name. You don't have them on board the vessel, but soon you will. Why were they so effective? Well, if you could fire them forward ahead of the ship, it meant you could always keep the enemy submarine in ASDIC range. It would never enter the blind spot. You could just slowly follow it, firing Hedgehog bombs forward. And also, they have contact fuses. They do not explode when they reach a predetermined depth. Which means 25 kilograms of explosives exploding under the submarine is going to be a lot more effective than 100 kilograms several meters away.
Contact. Merchant. Constant distance.
They're way off. They have no idea where we are.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Keep sneaking away. Steady. Slow and steady.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
In fact, the hedgehog concept is so effective that variants of the hedgehog, not called the hedgehog of course, are still in use. They are still used in modern navies to this day. Right. Indeed, we're moving very slowly at around 158 meters. Why am I not shooting them? They outgun me. Massively.
Contact. Merchant. Constant distance. Bearing. 154. Long range.
Okay. So let's try and sneak away now. Hang on. Speed up the time a little bit. So that's one of the destroyers. They think we're there. Let's change course. Just trying to zigzag away. That might be a bit of an effective... Yeah, that could be a pretty good pass that they just made there. If they did indeed just drop depth charges. Yep, depth charges in the water. Keep turning. Rudder amidship. Observation periscope. This is the tail of the U-boat, looking up. This is the front of the U-boat.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Cannot see them at this depth. It's too dark. Indeed, we are close
to critical depth, sir.
We are indeed close to critical depth. Have we got any damage? No, we're fine.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
The men in the bow torpedo room. No, quarters are full. They can't rest. Move some of the men from the rest quarter. Have them relax a little bit. Yeah, they're still way off. Keep sneaking away. Sir Leon has found the stats. Hang on a second. During the Second World War, out of 5,174 depth charge attacks, so not specific depth charges, but attacks, there were 84.5 kills. That's a ratio of 60.5 to 1. That's piss poor. In comparison, the Hedgehog made 268 attacks for 47 kills. That's a ratio of 5.7 to 1. Holy shit. So 60 to 1 chance to get a kill with a depth charge.
Contact. Merchant. Constant distance. Bearing.
Versus 5 to almost, well, 6 to 1 almost. With the Hedgehog. Yeah. The half a kill, yeah, no, it's half the U-boat. The other half is fine. It just, keeps going just without the engine. Just men get out and paddle. What do you want, sausage? Hang on. What do you want, darling? What are you looking at me for? You getting hungry? She's probably getting hungry. Want some dinner? Yeah, we'll get you some dinner in a bit. Yeah. No. Alright. Damn it. I was rather hoping to, practice manual targeting, but I got myself spotted by a couple of destroyers, and now we're fucking about, evading them. Have they gone? Nope, they're over there. Still trying to find us, but they're way off.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Right.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
Navigator,
Yes, sir.
return to course, but keep it
Ahead,
slow.
Return into course, sir.
Indeed, it's not just about the kill, but a deterrent. So right now they can keep us pinned down. But bear in mind, 2 destroyers are working to do this. They don't have unlimited destroyers. There's only 8 of these individual class types. So if we have other U-boats, they can attack the convoy freely. That's why we operate in packs. So one moment, I'm just going to fiddle with the air conditioning. It's freezing.
Contact, merchant, contact distance, bearing 2, 3, 5, long range.
There we go. Yep, and they'll run out of depth charges at one point. I had a rather harrowing stream where we tried to get through the English Channel. And I got attacked by like 3 different destroyers. And all we could do was just zig and zag and pray that one didn't get us. Eventually they ran out of depth charges. He's speeding up. Do you reckon he's returning to the convoy? They might be bugging out, getting back to the convoy. Hopefully. Then we can continue on this mission. Okay. Do you have to worry about oxygen supply and the depth of your ship due to compression and strain? Yes, the crush depth is indeed a problem and will suffer damage if we go too deep. Hell, we'll just be crushed like a tin can if we go too deep. And yes, we have fuel, battery power on the engines, so we're running on electric engines. Compressed air, this is for ballast, so we can clear the ballast tanks and surface quickly. And CO2, which will steadily build up and suffocate the crew. Asphyxiate the crew? Suffocate the crew? What's the right word there? Too much CO2. Poison the crew? No breathy. Air not good. Too much ow in air. Asphyxiate. Yes. Too much dead submarine men. Spicy sleep air, yes. Right. I think they might be pissing off. Let's keep moving. Speed up time. So we've been dodging them for about an hour. Thank you, Replex. Thank you very much, Replex. I think they are indeed bogging off. That's good. Let's not make the mistake that I made a minute ago and immediately go up to standard speed underwater and attract their attention again. Let them piss off. They're currently like here. I probably will come up a bit though. Yeah, they're pissing off, aren't they? They're going back to the convoy. Thank you, Static 3D. Well done, boys. Periscope depth.
Periscope depth.
Take us up. Okay. So the hydroplanes on the front of the U-boat. Now turning the U-boat, you can see that we're rising. Right. Let's not do that again. Let's rise. Yeah, bring the periscope up and then see at which point we lose visual contact, and then we'll know roughly what the visual range is.
Distance, bearing 2, 5, 5,
And then try and get in the path of this convoy. Could you find a U-boat by the sound of someone masturbating? I doubt it, because the rest of the crew would smack him with a wrench. But yeah, are people talking? Yeah, any noise that stands out from the rest of the sea floor. No joke, you know, for being someone who's in a U-boat, it was a harrowing experience. You would have to stay quiet for hours and hours, days, just with the possibility that the slightest noise could get you revealed and get everyone killed, and it would be a bad way to die. Not trying to be a downer, but yeah, it's a horrible way to go. Really, really one of the worst. Okay. So we're 152 meters and climbing. Okay, we can probably safely pick up a bit of speed now. Yeah, they're quite some distance. Alright, bring us up. Ahead 1/3.
Ahead 1/3.
Yeah, it was very grim. Submarine rising, 140 meters. Okay. 130 meters. Speeding up time a little bit. There we go. Navigate to make sure we're back on course. There we go. Yeah, those warships are pissed off. So they're currently, one propeller is about 8 kilometers away. So we're almost at periscope depth. Can we bring up periscope? There we go. Bearing 0. No, that's 180. There we go. That's the front of the boat. $20 meters beneath the surface. Here we go. Let's go. Up we go. Periscope depth. Where's my periscope? There it is. Now, where did they go? 246. I see no trace of them. Okay. So that means bearing 246 is here. So whatever distance that vessel is. Damn, we've lost it in the soup. What about that? What bearing is that? That's... Stand by. That is bearing 265. Okay, so whatever distance that is, mark that, sorry, that is... That sound... Oopsie, piss. That sound contact is... 9.2, 9.3. Okay, so we're safe so long as we're 9.3 kilometers. No visual range. Surface the boat. Ahead full. Surface the boat.
Ahead full.
Just make sure...
0 meters.
So this is the danger zone. Do not get closer than that. So we'll continue on our course. Move here. There's our convoy. Alright. Boat has been surfaced. Get the periscope down. How do you win in the game? Sinking Allied shipping. Woo! Bit moist. Oh, okay, yeah, the watch crew's tired. Bow quarters. Watch officer up there. Trade out with some men who are not tired. There we go. Thank you, Grumpy Clouds. Thank you, Grumpy. Ahead full. So, assuming that they're still moving at 7 knots, that means that according to this calculation, it'll take us about 2 hours, so 3 hours or so to get into that position, by which point they will have moved roughly 30 to say 35 kilometers. So they should be roughly there, probably. Okay. And if we do go right there, that's probably a bit too close to be fair. Let's move back to here, shall we? That's our attack point. Here we go. Let's give another save, just in case I get caught again. Whew, it's a bit nerve-wracking. There we go. So moving at 11 knots. It's about 10 minutes to 9. Batteries
Ship
recharged.
spotted.
Damn it.
Yes, sir.
Damn it.
Periscope
It
depth.
must be investigating our propeller. It's coming back to look for us.
Tauchstation.
Periscope depth. Too close. Okay. Maybe they're really quick on that, on the hydrophone. Maybe I need to pull away. Maybe I'm being too ballsy. Pull away. Maybe just blow him up. There we go. Boat going under. Rising.
Current depth 10.
Contact warship. Constant distance. Bearing 214. Long range.
Constant distance? Is that the same one though? 244. No, it's not him. What was the one that was on us? What's my bearing to that one? Boat's still turning.
Yes, sir. Ahead 1/3.
There he is. What bearing is that second? Hang on. That's bearing 205 now. There he is. What's he doing? Frigate. Well, I know what he is. So open up the thing. That's a... Yeah, so this is... Piss ass. No, damn. Oh. Q&R class. Floating dock. Tribal. Yes, there he is. Q&R confirmed. That's him. No, I can't confirm? No. Thank you, Harold the Idiot. Thank you, Harold. And Kent Raven. Thank you. There we go. Q&R class. What's he doing? Is he coming straight at us? No, the smoke trail's moving away. Maybe he's just... Yeah, he's just searching. Okay, 8 kilometers. That's the hour point. Yeah, let's not be so cocky. Let's move this way. Keep moving, keep moving. There we go, keep moving. Right, now we resurface the boat. Here we go. Come on, I want to shoot something. Is visual range again? He's still coming at us? I don't believe you. It's lies, I tell you. No, it's not lies. He's still... Ah! Periscope depth again. God damn it, how is he spotting us? It's good fun, isn't it, Tinky? I got into the Grey Wolves expansion relatively
Current depth
recently.
10.
This impressed me to no end. Where is he? Yeah, he's definitely closing on us. 9 kilometers. You can still see us at 9 kilometers in this fog and at, well, 22 minutes past 9. Cheeky bugger. Alright, let's stop fucking around. Let's get some proper distance then. Come on. There he goes. He's going that way. Okay. Right, now we're going to surface. Now we should be safe. Ahead standard. How long will it take us to get to our attack vector? 5 hours this time. Let's go, let's go. Right, now we go... Yeah, we're ahead full. Okay. Now we'll do it. Here we go. Coming on in. Right, we're less than an hour from the target point. So they should be roughly here. That's where they should be. So assume that the destroyer's here. We need to be submerged before this line. That's where we submerge. Okay? And fact, come down, reduce speed a little bit. There we go. Give it another save. Right, so so here we go. I'm quite nervous. Please forgive me. So I've never done this before. Right, I've attacked submarines, but submarines. I've attacked convoys, but I've never done a manual. What's going on? Someone's honking loudly. Sorry, what's going on? Bear with me just a minute. Fuck. Someone's in someone else's parking space and they've decided to just hold down their horn button on their car for like Don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, mate, we can fucking hear it. He's just holding down the horn on his car. Right. Sorry, anyway. Okay, here we go. Right, so I'm nervous because we're about to do a manual attack and I've never had to calculate it myself before. So, here's my notepad. Right. Head standard. There we go. This is where we submerge.
Ship spotted.
Oh, warship spotted? Damn.
Yes, sir.
Periscope depth now. Quick.
Periscope depth.
God damn it.
Auf Tauchstationen!
Fast as well, he's coming straight at us.
Untertriebszelle wird geflutet! Alle Entwicklungen sind klar!
How far?
Vorne unten 15.
Damn it, he was way faster and way further ahead than I thought he'd be. Yeah, they're very vigilant, aren't they? Is he coming right at me? No, I don't think he's seen me yet. Okay, make sure we're in silent running and come
Yes,
down.
sir. Current speed 2 knots.
Slow and steady.
Contact. Merchant. Close it. Bearing. 3, 2,
Current
5.
depth
Long range.
1 0.
Where's that warship? There. Here are our targets. How far? Damn, I think we're still too far out. What should we do? Fuck it, push on.
Yes, sir. Ahead 1/3.
So we're creeping in. There's our convoy. Yep, already saved. So here we are, we're on periscope depth, creeping in at 5 knots. That destroyer's gonna see us. Reduce speed, 1/3. Damn it. Periscope down.
Contact. Warship. Closing. Bearing. 3, 3, 5. Long range. Contact. Merchant. Closing. Bearing. 3, 3, 1. Long range.
Maybe I got too reckless. There he is, you see him? Give me the observation periscope is smaller. Where are they? There. How far away? Can't pick him out from all the noise. There he is. 3.6 kilometers. Is he just sweeping, or has he found us and he's coming towards us? He's just sweeping. Let him do his sweep. Right, let's try and find these fucking merchants. Shit. He's gonna sweep on us, isn't he? Piss. He's gonna find us by just pure luck. Oh, sucks so much. Oh, come on. He's just gonna... Okay, stop the engine. And turn the rudder right a little bit. Oh, he's gonna ping us. He's just gonna randomly ping us. He just got lucky. How far away is he? Oh, he's almost on us. God damn. Lower both periscopes. He's randomly sweeping with his spotters, and in a minute you're about to hear the ping of his ASDIC, and it's gonna ping off something solid in front of us. Unless he's not. We'll find out. If he's using his ASDIC, his sonar, you're about to hear a ping, at which point the operator will scream, "U-boat ahead." If he's not using his ASDIC, and we're very, very fucking quiet, we might get away with it. So please don't hear the ping. He might not be equipped with one. There he is, look at him. What is he? What is he? Is he the Q class? He is. Yeah, it's one of the two vessels that caught us before. No pings. Walter. Track him specifically, Walter. Sound contact, medium speed, closing, bearing 328. There. He's coming right towards us. Fuck. There. My god, if he randomly like runs us over. No pings. If he pings, we crash dive and start screaming. No pings. No one fucking fart. That's him. Just going to speed up the time just a little bit. Oh my god. Holy shit, no way. Spotlight, did he see something? No! No, it's a ping! Ahead flank,
Ahead full.
crash dive, emergency orders.
Ahead flank!
Crash dive. Damn it, it's a ping. He pinged. Down, down, down. Crash the boat. Ahead flank. Shit. Crash dive, crash dive, crash dive.
New depth 160 meters.
Oh. He found us just through pure fucking luck. Crash dive, crash dive, crash dive. And hard right on the rudder, hard right.
5 degrees to start.
Here he comes, here he comes. He's bad, gonna drop his charges.
Current depth 20.
Here we go, that's his bow. Hard right, hard right. When he Making 7 knots. There goes the depth charge. Turn away.
Current depth 40.
Turn away, turn away, turn away. Rudder midship. They're too shallow, they're too shallow. There's going to be one directly above our heads.
Current depth 5.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god! Oh god, oh god, oh god!
Current depth
Oh no! All rudder midship, don't turn into it.
Current depth
Turn
7.
tail away from it.
3.
Gas. Ooh, are we okay?
Current depth
We're fine.
8.
U-boat wobble, but we're fine. Okay, down speed.
Ahead slow.
Ahead slow.
Current speed 2 knots.
Take us down.
New depth 164 meters.
Can we still get away with the torpedo attack? Not under these
Current
conditions.
depth
Fuck.
0.
We got fucking fucked again. Alright, bring the ship around, the boat around.
Current speed 2 knots.
He's going to be calling in his friends. Keep going.
New depth 162 meters.
Damn it. Sneak away into the depths. We're 112
Current depth
meters. That was a good crash dive.
110.
Ugh. Alright. So we've got hard starboard on the rudder. So we're trying to turn around. The convoy's just over there. We're just turning around. Yeah, so he's there. We're turning around into him right now. Into his turn. He's trying to find us. We've gone down to just 2 knots, so he's having trouble hearing us.
Current depth 120.
And we're a blip on his ASDIC right now, but soon to turn into a blob as we creep deeper into the thermocline. The thermal layers. If that's the right word. Why didn't I fire when I had a chance? I had no target, Lord Chunky. The enemy convoy was still way out of my effective range, which is just 5 kilometers. Due to the fact that I've traded out the gas torpedoes with electric torpedoes.
Current depth 130.
Why don't you attack back? U-boats do not attack destroyers. We're not wasting our precious torpedoes on a destroyer. You're not going to win the war that way. And all they have to do is dodge sideways to evade the torpedo. It's dumb fire. There's no such thing as a homing torpedo in 1941. Well, that's not entirely true. There were very, very experimental acoustic torpedoes, but they were so unreliable. Indeed. Perhaps I could come up full speed,
Current depth 140.
finesse it, sort of show my arse intentionally to tempt him to drive in a straight line because the AI is a bit bleh, and then blow it up. But then what am I going to do? I'm faced with 2 other destroyers at the very least. You know. All I've done is lose a torpedo. There we go. Right, so he's there. Now he's there. He's coming around in our path, you see. Thank you, the world asunder. Thank you. Can I outrun it? Not on the surface, no. Or underwater, for that matter. Here we go. So, we're at 169. Nice. Meters underwater. His ASDIC is useless, and he can't hear us on the hydrophones. But he is sitting on us, which makes it very difficult to get this bastard of a... Ah! Alright.
Current depth 170.
Assume that's probably their course. We've got to intercept them in a bit. Oh, we're dipping...
Depth 160.
Why are we sinking? We're not flooding, are we? Lift the nose of the boat up. We're going a bit deep here, boys. Yeah, that's more red than I want.
New depth 162 meters.
Right. Sorry, just out of pure curiosity, because it happens quite a lot. Are people under the impression from other games, maybe, that U-boats attack destroyers? It's just that it seems a surprisingly frequent question. Has there been some other game that I'm not aware of where a U-boat attacks a destroyer as standard? I'm just, you know, just wondering, like, if the audience are like, yes, U-boat, you do it, or whatever. World of Warships. Ah, that's also probably another good example. Sorry, why are we still sinking, boys? Come on, lift the nose.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
I'm trying to find this. Thank you, Big Buster. Thank you. True, in the film Greyhound, yes, the submarines were attacking the destroyers for some
Depth
reason.
charges in the water, sir.
But yeah, the torpedoes are extremely precious. We've only got... Well, we're out here for weeks, and we've only got... Well, and my weapons officer is away. What, like 12? We can't be wasting those on some gigantic destroyer. Thank you, Gek. Thank you very much, Gek. We're still sinking, 170 damage that I'm not aware of. No compartments are currently flooding. Increase speed.
Current speed 3 knots. Ahead slow.
Okay, I'm going to head standard. It makes it visible, but we are sinking below crush depth, boys. Get us up. 176 meters and still sinking. 175. Okay, we're going up. They can hear us. They know where we are. 171. There we go. Leveling out again.
Ahead slow.
Ahead slow. Dome says, I recently visited a German U-boat from 1943 to 45. They built more than 800 of this type in 2 years. I mean, what the fuck? 800 boats in 2 years? Indeed. And hell, and that was with a reduced resource allocation. The U-boat thing wasn't really the primary sort of receiver of all of the Kriegsmarine's resources. Okay, we're moving at 3 knots at a depth of 161. The destroyer is above us, looking for us. There he is. Damn it, we spent this whole damn fucking patrol just hiding away from these destroyers. But yes, so our role is to sink merchant tonnage. Blowing up destroyers won't help. Although, yes, obviously there are times where destroyers have been sunk by submarines. Notably, probably one of the most famous examples was that the sinking of the Indianapolis. So the destroyer that delivered the parts for the bomb, as the famous speech in the Jaws film, the Hiroshima bomb. It delivered... Was it the core that it delivered? I can't remember. It took a piece of the Hiroshima bomb, and then on its way back it was torpedoed by a Japanese submarine.
Charges in the water, sir.
Hello. A notable fact about that is that... Hello. The captain of that destroyer, a Japanese officer, was in fact called to serve as a witness for the prosecution in the court case for, I think it was, in the court-martial, I believe it was, for the captain of that destroyer. He was being court-martialed, I think, for negligence, for the loss of that destroyer. Because the claim was that he wasn't taking evasive maneuvers, despite the knowledge of a submarine in the area. Sorry, a cruiser, my mistake. Oh really, is my... So me saying, you know, torpedoing a destroyer. Sure. Wasn't it a destroyer picked specifically for the speed? to get the pieces of the bomb out there fast? Oh, maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe it was a cruiser. Oh. But yes, indeed, Base. They called a Japanese captain to the stand as a witness for the prosecution, and that caused a big stink at the time, apparently. Especially as, very specifically at the time, we are sinking again. Do we have some damage again that I'm not familiar with? It caused a big stink because the war crimes of the Imperial Navy and Army were steadily coming to light more and more at that time. In the war, during the war, it wasn't so clear, but after the war, the horrors that those two organizations in particular inflicted were very strong and being mentioned a lot in the media. So the idea of a Japanese captain, assisting with the conviction of an American captain was, lots of people weren't happy. 167 meters and sinking. 168 meters and sinking. Frustrating. Up speed a bit more.
Current speed 3 knots.
I'm not entirely sure what's going wrong here. 169 meters. Maybe the depth charge did indeed do damage that I cannot see. No damage to repair. I see no damage. We don't seem to be sinking anymore. Maybe the game had some damage that it wasn't registering, and me moving some repair crews just fixed it. Keep moving. Trying to creep away. We're okay. There he is. He's trying to come around on us. Depth charges in the water ahead of us, probably. Yeah, probably that. Adjust rudder. Rudder amidship. That's annoying. Okay. Have we lost him? He's there. Oh, I think I heard a star shell. They're trying to light up the ocean, see if they can see our periscope. He's 700 meters that way on our tail. There he is. He's coming in on us. Was it a star shell? Something just... Yeah, two of them just whizzed past. Who? Battleship. Battleship how? The Japanese captain? Oh really, Raid? I'm still crash diving. Really? Where? Which? Oh. Here comes a depth. Yep, they're doing a proper run.
Rudder 1 degrees to port.
He's pulling over us like that, see? All we have to do is just change the rudder and his depth charges are... By the time they get to our depth, they're way off. Okay. Navigator return to course. There we go. Oh really, Von? Ah, cool. Yeah, the temperament. Yeah, so the whole the bullshit that was later shown in Hollywood about U-boat crews actively firing on stricken sailors. Nonsense. Especially at the beginning of the war, U-boats were actually very often they would try and stop and assist the survivors. At the very least, give them directions, the nearest bearing and compass, if they didn't have one, to the shore. Obviously, over time, as things really started souring and the war got very, very bitter, that stopped. Okay. It seems like an evasion simulator. Yeah. When you play it poorly, Schultzy, like me right about now, you're looking at a fuck up. I got spotted. Are they still following, or did they bog off? They're in my blind spot. Nope, they haven't bogged off. We've just almost successfully evaded them. They've got the wrong location. Keep moving. Slow and steady. Also, looking at the time, I need to think about bogging off myself soon, for I've got to get some food, and also give the dog some food. Thank you, Ghost of Death. Thank you. They're still depth charging.
Depth charges in the water, sir.
No, they're miles off, look. They've no idea where we are. Lovely. So they're firing into the water and then depth charging all the way over there. Yes, so this evening at 8 o'clock. So, when is that? 2 hours and 32 minutes. We're being pinged. They can ping us at this depth? Apparently so. It's TF2. We're going to be doing some TF2 this evening. So I need to take off the headset and get some food and rest and all that jazz. I didn't think the Razdik could pick us up. He's coming about. Oh no. Maybe they haven't. We just heard the pings, but look, they clearly haven't found us. They're turning the wrong way. Keep creeping away. Alright. So, break away from this destroyer, pick up the convoy again, pursue. Depth charges in the water, they are so off. Okay. Keep moving. Alright, I'm feeling a bit safe to come back up to periscope depth. What do you think? Oh. Maybe a little bit more. Where is he? He's... No, that's not him. There he is. 2 kilometers behind us. We should be out of his Aztec range. He's still depth charging. Okay, come back up to periscope depth.
Periscope depth.
Slow and steady. Give me a little bit port rudder just to minimize the size of the U-boat profile. There we go. And keep us at 3 knots only. So we're on 163 meters. The nose of the U-boat is now going up, as you can see, speeding up the time. 160 meters. CO2 is fine. Here we go. Right, let's get ahead of this damn convoy. So there they are as of almost 1 in the morning. So I'm going to pull away properly. Let's get like a good 20 kilometers away from them. Get ahead of them. Lie in wait. Let them stumble on us, and then we'll... Yeah. To be fair, they got super lucky. The ocean is huge. That destroyer could have easily got the wrong area.
Contact. Merchant.
Right.
Constant distance. Bearing.
Let's go. Let's go. Where is that that destroyer? We've lost him. He's gone. Alright. He's proper gone, isn't he? Alright, come up to 1/3. There we go. We're up to 4 knots. Warship slow, constant distance. Long range, he's moving away. Give me the combat periscope. Down observation periscope. So warship moving slow, moving away, bearing 239. Checking 239, bearing completely clear, nothing. Right, disengage. How far away? There. So 7k. So I wanna be like, let's go. Right, we're gonna go 20k away. Right, we're fucking. Let's stop fucking taking all these risks. So that'll take about what? I'm underwater, so I won't calculate it yet. Hang on. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's fine. Resurface the boat. Here we go. And then ahead standard. Here we go. Oh, bloody hell. That was my bad, folks. Well, they got lucky, but yeah, I could have been more careful. So 3rd time's a charm, yeah? Let's get the fuckers. We're making 10 knots on the surface. It will take us 30 minutes to get there. They are currently here, right? So, they're there. Get rid of this. Assume 45 degrees, probably, unless they change their course. Piss. Alright. 44, fine. 44, okay. So that's the hour point. Let's stay 20 kilometers the whole time, yeah? 20 kilometers no closer. So if they are there making 7 knots... Wait, 1 minute. Right, we are going to do this. So that's where we'll be in 2 hours at this speed. Okay, so I would still like to attack at night if at all possible. So 3 hours will be there. Where will they be in 3 hours at 7 knots? They will be somewhere between, so they'll be, what, 35 to 40 kilometers? So they'll be 35 to 40. So let's assume they're probably going to be there. Let's go a bit further then. Let's go here. 4 hours. 51 kilometers from their current location. Maybe we should fucking hoof it. Go full steam. Yeah. Full steam, move further ahead. Then we'll calculate it in a second. Okay. Bugger. Oh, take us out of silent running. Right. Thank you, Mary. Welcome, Mary. Magdalenev? Yeah, I like my history. It's good. So where's that smelly dog? There she is, being a smelly dog. Need to get this fixed. Ew, stop it. There we go. Alright. So, 12 knots right now. Let's move. So, 2 hours. We'll find them. I'm just going to fucking... They're somewhere here. Making 16 knots on the surface. We're a full 20 kilometers away. Okay. Right. Approximate convoy position there. Moving north-northwest. Stand by. North-northwest. That's a drastic course change. Is that true? If so, that's thrown all of these calculations out. We'll see. Thank you, Ziriel. Thank you very much, Ziriel. Let's assume they haven't moved yet. Let's keep moving.
New message received.
Radio message received. 2 freighters sunk by U-371. Alright. Now then, let's creep in. Save it. Don't fuck it up again. So hunt attempt 4. Oh dear. So what's the distance there? 25. Right, we're going to periscope depth.
Yes, sir.
Come down to 1. Yeah, come
Periscope
down
depth.
slow.
Ahead slow.
This is just to try and listen in.
Hauptaufstationen! Unterkriegszelle wird geflutet! Alle Entlüftungen sind klar!
Vorne unten 15. Hinten 10.
Come on, we got to sync something. So we're at periscope depth. That's the approximate range of the hydrophones. Damn, did they indeed course correct on us? That's very annoying. I think they have. We would have picked them up if they were... yeah, they'd be on the edge of our... Nah. Nuts. North-northwest. How long ago? Sorry, is that 640? 340? That can't be right. Must be a different convoy, surely. That can't be accurate intel at all. Follow that plotted course. Come
Yes,
back to the
sir.
surface quickly. We would
New
have heard
depth,
them.
0 meters. Ahead standard.
Let's go, ahead standard. Right, down again. Periscope depth, ahead 1/3. Come on, let's go. We've got to go. Oh, those little bastards. Those little goddamn bastards. Right. 52 destroyers were sunk by U-boats. That's nothing. And my point exactly. 52 in the what, the entire war? That's next to nothing. Hang on, how many? Yeah, hang on. Versus, according to this, officially, a total of 1,554 merchant vessels were sunk in the Battle of the Atlantic. Is that just the Battle of the Atlantic? Nope, that's Philippines, Okinawa. No, that's all over. Okay, if that's true, then yes, as you can see. Destroyers are just damn hard to hit with torpedoes. And a hell of a waste. Very frustrating. I'm not doing a very good job on the hunt, let alone on the attack. Okay, surface the boat, ahead full. So what, they went that way? Why? Where are they even going? Hold up. Why the... Okay. They pulled away from England? Alright, down to periscope depth again. turn the sub, make sure that the hydrophones... There we go. That's roughly the range of the hydrophones. Thank you, Ratneck and Wicked Ocelot. Thank you. Damn. God damn, eh? How very annoying. 3:40. That was some hours ago. Okay. So how far could they travel in 5 hours? 7 knots? Between 50 to 60, yeah, call it around 60 kilometers, roughly. So if they were going north-northwest, roughly, there, which is about 37 kilometers. Okay. Let's assume that that intel is true. Let's see if we can find them then. So back up to the surface and full steam ahead. There we go. So it's an hour on. Oops. We just had a... Maybe that implies that something was rendering because my PC just went... Bloop. Probably around there. 7 knots. How much can they make per hour? So around 13 kilometers per hour? Bloop. There. That's the range of the hydrophone here. Come down speed. Nope, we can't hear him. Okay, up speed. Full steam ahead. It's a big ocean. Okay, it'll take us about 2 hours to get there, at which point they would have made, if they are maintaining this course, they would have made about 26. Thank you, Hooded Bean. Thank you very much, Hooded Bean. Need to be careful. I'm being a bit blasé. Oh, we've got to hear them with the hydrophones.
Ship spotted.
No! Come off it! Periscope depth, quick.
Periscope depth. Ahead 1/3.
Have they turned again?
Auf Tauchstationen!
Down, 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 down. Don't get fucking made. Dive down quick. Thank you, Danger Banana. Sorry, so that was a visual contact. So if I can see them, they can see me. And if they can see me, that means we're going to play a third game of Let's Hide from the frickin' depth charges. Right, you fucker. Where's your convoy? I've no interest in you. I want the ships you're protecting.
Contact. Merchant. Moving away. Bearing.
Right, we found them again.
269, long range.
There they are. We found them.
Current depth 10.
Also, can we send a radio report of the contact report? Is that a thing we can still do? Report contacts.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no. We need to be on the surface. Where are they going? Have they changed course again? Ignore him. Focus on these two. Where are you going? You are going... You're moving north. North. Yeah, okay. So you're still going that way. So that's the tail. Right, so clear all this. And then, assuming that you are definitely
Contact.
going
Merchants. Moving away. Bearing. 257. Long range.
like this way, right? Sorry, what is... points on the compass. So north-northwest is exactly 31. Wait, what? No. North-northwest is 337, I think, degrees. So hang on. Whoop. Oh, calculator. It's minus 23. So you should be probably there. Right. Okay. Cheeky fuckers. Let's try and get ahead of you. Let's pull away from you. 2 kilometers. There we go. Pull away. You right, honey? Get you some food in a minute. Okay. Pulling away from that warship before he gives me a headache and probably a shell in the side of my conning tower. You don't look like you're going... They've changed course again, haven't they? Oh, I hate this convoy so much. Oh, I hate this convoy. Okay. Yeah. Alright. They're not going north-northwest, are they? They've definitely now turned to like a northeasterly direction. Yeah, they're going north. They're more or less going exactly north. Okay. So, 7 kilometers. That's probably within visual range, isn't it? So if I surface, am I going to get bummed? Because I need to surface to move fast enough to get ahead of you. But am I going to get fucked in the arse here? Yes, because look, I can clearly see you. There you are. I see your smokestack. You're the frigate. How far away are you? There you are. Type unknown. Moving slow. North-northeast. Yes. Well, you're... Okay, 8... Right, so there's a visual of at least 8.5 kilometers. There you go. Right, now I can't see you. 12. Alright, now we can safely surface. It's grating on my nerves now. Okay, now then. Right. Safely surface this U-boat. Then, let us start moving. This way, right? 2 hours. 1 hour and 20 minutes. 2 hours will be there. Okay. 3 hours. 4 hours will be here. At which point, in 4 hours, at 7 knots, you will be 50 kilometers from your current position, which is here. So the convoy will be here. Alright. Is that outside of their visual range? Yes, it is. So this is safe, right? Chat, you agree? This is safe. Okay. And then... how long would it take me to get there? Okay, about another hour. We go a bit ahead then. Yeah, it's really... Let's not fuck around here anymore. $7 hours, almost 8. 7 hours, 100 kilometers they'll be able to travel if they maintain that course, which will be here. And that is where we... Okay. Weren't they moving northeast? Well, that destroyer was, but he's sweeping back and forth, so ignore what he's doing. This is where we're going to hit him, which is 25. Yeah, we'll pick him up again there. Here we go. Starting my safe course around him, and I'm saving this. I'm going to call this one... Enter name. Bollocks Burgers. No, okay, just bollocks. I can't fit the word burger. There we go. There we go. Sorry, who's on the crew? Can I get the crew? There we go. So get the officer of the watch. Yeah, I know. Yeah, my men are tired. You guys have done really well though. Well done. Get the men in the bow torpedoes resting. What about my navigation? Yeah, get my navigations officer resting. Everyone's tired. I know, guys. Just take a bit of a break. Ah, we've got repair crews as well. Stand them down. Move crew to rest. Yep. There we go. All right. Thank you, Alperion Gaming. Thank you very much. So here we go. So we should make contacts at around... Okay, so what, 6, 7? No, like half 5-ish. Yeah, almost 6. We should make contact with the enemy. Don't you say visual contact. Don't you say it. Don't you say those words, because we are 36 kilometers roughly. There should be no visual contact going on here. Here we go. Right, we're creeping on in. They should be here. Here we go. How far is that? That is 25 kilometers. Here we go. Right. Submerge this boat.
Yes, sir.
We're okay.
No depth.
We're okay. Now we shouldn't hear them yet, because we're too far ahead.
Auf Tauchstationen.
Right?
Unterkriegszelle wird geflutet.
We might get the very opening ships. Submerge this boat.
Vorne unten 15.
Here we go. Anyway, for the people joining the stream, you're looking at U-48. Is that correct? What are we called? Yes, a U-48 attempting to intercept a merchant convoy on its way to Great Britain, probably Liverpool. This convoy contains various essentials:
Current depth 1,
food,
0.
iron ore, munitions, pornography, spam, cuddly toys, all the, things that Britain needs to stay in the fight. Fish and chips? Well, the chips. We can manage the fish. Okay. Please ignore the conning tower, the periscope, making its way through the ocean here. Alright, come down
Yes,
speed.
sir. Ahead 1/3.
Here we go. Nice and steady. Okay. Now we wait. And that will hopefully bring us right in the path of the convoy. Again, assuming that they have not changed their course. If they have, I'm gonna cry. Right. Kill the engines. And wait patiently. They should be here soon. They're probably around about here. So they've got another 20 odd kilometers to go, which will take them about moving at 7 knots. They'll be here in 2 hours. Here we go. So half an hour, 1 hour. Where's my convoy? They're not here. There's nothing here. Walter, are you tired? I mean, do you want to swap out there? Walter, someone else take his... Martin. No, someone not as... Who's this? Jurgen.
Yes, sir.
God damn. Come on. I'm having no luck on this patrol. They're gone. They could be fucking 100 kilometers away right now. They've just changed their heading, haven't they? Yeah, they probably turned east. Right. I have no idea where they are. Alright. Turn this way. Come up to the surface. Just gonna try and fucking wing it. And periscope depth now. That. 1/3, ahead slow even. Listen for them. Can we get them? Alright, so yeah, it's been a couple of weeks at sea, and we've got, well, almost a week and a half, and we've got nothing to show for it. Yeah, we would have noticed had they turned east, but then again, we stayed on the surface, so, you know, we didn't use the hydrophones. Okay. We lost them. They're gone. Alright. They're gone. Alright then. Let's return to our previous patrol. And get that done, and then pick... Well, continue stalking. They're long gone. Well, bugger. So looking at the time, so it's almost 6 in the evening. I really should take a break because in a couple of hours' time we'll be doing some Team Fortress 2, and I just want to make sure I've got some booze and some dinner in my belly, along with the dog as well. Not the dog in my belly, some dinner in her belly. And yeah, so that's the plan. Thank you for watching, folks. Sorry for the lack of action. Mostly just dodging bloody depth charges most of the stream. I really wanted to try out manual targeting. We'll have to be next time then. Cool. Anyway, so Silent Hunter 3. It's quite old, but I do recommend, like your mum. No, it's very good. Especially with the Grey Wolves expansion thing. Yeah, the authenticity, World War II messages and all that jazz. Alright, hang on. Oh, ship camera. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Surface the U-boat. Oh yes, also, according to the campaign unlock thing, fairly soon we'll get access to the new type of, well, not new, but at least for the campaign, the type, is it the Type 9? It's a sturdier, longer range U-boat. That could be fun. Look forward to giving that one a go. Right. When's the next bullshittery? Give me until next weekend. I'm trying to get it polished. Alright. Oopsie. Whee. Okay. It's a selfie camera. Takes a selfie, then goes down. Good. Alright. Do I have more torps? I haven't fired a single torpedo. Alright. Okay then. So, give it a save. Rats. There we go. Save and exit the patrol. There we go. Cool. Nice. Okay, so catch you soon. Gonna go get some food. Be back in 2 hours for a bit of Team Fortress 2. And yeah, if I don't catch you later, well, have a lovely rest of your Sunday. And thank you for joining. Thank you, Katryoshka and Clant Westwood and Alfurion Gaming and Danger Banal. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Right, one moment. Let me just see what the other guys are doing. Right. 1 second. It's not loading properly. Here we go. Oh, Cake's playing. What's she doing? Ooh. Hang on. Right. So, oh, okay, so there are no other members of ZF currently playing. Okay, that's convenient. In which case, let me hand you over to Cake. So this is Cake. You know Cake. She's nice as pie. I'll leave you in her company. Please be very nice. Please be friendly. Please say hi, Cake. And yeah, so I'll leave you in her channel, and you can see what she's doing. What is she doing? She's playing something called a Spirit Fairer. I don't know what that is. I'll let her explain. So yeah. So hi, Cake.